Welcome to Papermaker Stadium here on the campus of J.R. Garrett's Middle School in Kimberly, the site for tonight's WIAA Division I state quarterfinal in football, featuring the visiting Neenah Rockets and the host Kimberly Papermakers. Good Friday evening, everyone. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. That's Jim Rosandick. We're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. And like I said, state quarterfinal level, one of the most exciting levels that you'll find when it comes to football. Only 2 more steps after tonight away from Camp Randall. And Brett, we're expecting to see a good one here between 2 Fox Valley Association rivals, Neenah and Kimberly.
No secrets, right? These two teams, these two programs know each other well, and kind of like what we saw in level 1 or the first round when Kimberly had to host Appleton North. Remember, we did that game. That was back-to-back Kimberly Appleton North games, and you said it. What more surprises are there to unveil, right? I think these two teams are going to roll out with what they do. Will Ashton Van Beek, the freshman quarterback, will he be, again, taking snaps? So kind of waiting to see if Evan Van Evenhoven, is he healthy enough? But, boy, Van Beek has been playing really good football as of late. Not sure if you even want to mess with that at this point. Grant Dean, how does the Kimberly defense try to figure him out, because he's just been sensational, one of the top running backs in the state of Wisconsin. Conversely, for the Papermakers, how the Rockets, there's some – we saw Kimberly offensively really get into a rhythm last week against Spash. 5 straight touchdown drives. Pendleton played well. Carson Pendleton, the quarterback. You got the two-pronged attack in the backfield, and Marcus Doucette and Gavin Tyson. Some good receivers in Brennan Grams and Bryson Veith. A very good offensive line, and that Kimberly defense, Ricardo, we've been talking about them a lot this season, too. We got a sensational unit, 2 really good defenses. I suspect this is going to be a close game. I suspect it's going to be a low-scoring game. And that's kind of what you want at the state quarterfinals. Really exciting football as we get ready, like you said, 2 steps away starting tonight from Camp Randall.
Yeah, exciting. I think that's the big word tonight, Brett. I think that's what we expect from this matchup between, again, the visiting Neenah Rockets and the host Kimberly Papermakers. Well, let's get to know the teams a little bit. Kimberly and Neenah. I will start with Kimberly. Brett will follow with Neenah. These notes put together very nicely by Brett Christopherson each week. What about Kimberly? Well, the Papermakers are second seeded. They are 9-1 overall and co-champions of the Fox Valley Association, coming off a 35-18 victory over Stevens Point last Friday. That was a WIAA Division I second-round game here at Papermaker Stadium, a game that we streamed. Kimberly scored touchdowns on 5 straight possessions to pull away from the Panthers. Marcus Doucette powered the Papermakers' rushing attack with 132 yards and 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. He scored on runs of 2 and 24 yards. Gavin Tyson and Braden Ellefson also had touchdown runs. Tyson scored on a 4-yard run with just 32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. That gave Kimberly a 21-12 lead. Ellefson scored on a 1-yard plunge earlier in the third quarter on a direct snap. Tyson finished with 68 yards on 13 carries as the Papermakers rushed for 221 yards overall. Quarterback Carson Pendleton threw for 134 yards on a touchdown. That touchdown, a 28-yard hookup with Bryson Veith late in the game. Pendleton was 9 of 12 passing. Defensively, Brody Beck and Ellefson posted 9 tackles apiece. Thomas Myers was credited with an interception and was credited with an interception as Kimberly limited Stevens Point to 270 total yards. On the season, Pendleton has thrown for 1,206 yards and 17 touchdowns while completing 62% of his passes. He also has thrown 7 picks. Gavin Tyson, top rusher with 864 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's averaging just a shade under 5 a carry and averaging 86.4 yards a game. Doucette next with 617 yards and 7 scores. Veith is the team leader in receiving with 42 catches for 569 yards and 7 touchdowns. Brennan Grams next with 28 yards and 28 receptions for 393 yards and 5 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Ellefson's 60 tackles leads the way. Beck next with 51 stops. Sawyer Hanlon and McGivern have posted 7 and 5 sacks respectively. Thomas Myers has 4 interceptions to lead the team. Cody Oberman's next with 3 picks. And as a team, Kimberly's averaging 123.1 passing yards per game, and they're allowing 100.1. On offense, the Papermakers are averaging 162.3 rushing yards a game and allowing 103.1. Kimberly's averaging 25.6 points a game and allowing 11.1. Now next, the winner of this game will take on either Marquette or Fond du Lac next Friday in a WIAA Division I state semifinal at a neutral site. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Site to be determined. Brett, what can you tell me about the Neenah Rockets.
Hey, Neenah Rockets, Ricardo, 9-2 on the season. You mentioned Kimberly 9-1, so a pair of 9-win teams so far. But the 4th-seeded Rockets, it's a little low seed right there for Neenah for as good of a program as they've been. The 4th-seeded Rockets blanked Chippewa Falls 21-zip last Friday. That also was a WIAA Division I second-round game over at Rocket Stadium. Freshman quarterback Ashton Van Beek, he had a sensational night leading Neenah offense that generated 387 yards, including 319 on the ground. Check this out, Ricardo. Van Beek, he rushed for 173 yards on 19 carries, which included a 68-yard sprint to the end zone with 132 remaining in the opening quarter to give the Rockets a 14-0 lead. Van Beek also threw for 68 yards and a score, a 41-yarder to Grant Dean midway through the first quarter that opened the scoring. 8 of 14 passing for Van Beek. Dean, of course, his usual stellar self, right? Rushing for 145 yards and a touchdown on 26 carries. His touchdown came on a 7-yard run into the end zone with 5:10 to play in the second quarter. Dean and Luke Young each finished with 3 catches apiece. Dean's night also included 39 yards receiving, and then defensively, Tawan Rich was credited with a pair of sacks. Young's 8 tackles led the way in that category. On the season, Van Beek, who was started at quarterback much of the year, right, in place of the injured Evan Van Evenhoven. Van Beek has thrown for 816 yards and 5 touchdowns while completing 53.9% of his passes. He does have 6 interceptions. Dean easily leads the team in rushing, again, one of the state's top running backs, 1,661 yards and 25 touchdowns. He's averaging 7.8 yards per carry and 166.1 yards per game. Van Beek is next with 551 yards rushing and 6 TDs. Young has the most receptions with 20. Luke Keller has the most receiving yards with 248. Dean has also factored in the passing game with 17 catches for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. Grant Dean, an offensive juggernaut, a defensive juggernaut, and a special teams juggernaut as well. The guy does it all. On the defensive side, Young, the top tackler with 85 stops. Will St. Clair is the sacks leader with 5. Zane, Schmidt, and Dean have 3 and 2 interceptions, respectively. As a team, Neenah is averaging 85.2 passing yards per game and allowing 125.5. The Rockets are averaging 264.6 rushing yards per game and allowing just 94.5. And then the scoreboard, Neenah is averaging 27.8 points per game and allowing 13.6, as Ricardo mentioned. The winner of this game takes on either Milwaukee Marquette or perhaps Fox Valley Association rival Fond du Lac in a state semifinal next Friday night.
A few minutes away from the start of this WIAA Division I state quarterfinal football playoff matchup between, again, the visiting Neenah Rockets and the host Kimberly Papermakers. Earlier today, I was at the WIAA volleyball tournament, Brett.
Busy guy.
Yes, and I want to give congratulations to Xavier, which advanced in Division II, the defending D2 state champs, by the way, Brett. Xavier swept Rice Lake in their D2 semifinal. They will play McFarland, Brett.
Hearing, though, the Kimberly boys
yes,
just fell a little while ago, right?
Yes, just recently.
Side,
yeah,
state
unfortunately,
semifinal.
in their state semifinal match against Middleton. So the Kimberly boys volleyball team, their season ends. They had a nice, thrilling win over Waukesha Fusion yesterday. But yeah, unfortunately, Kimberly is out of the boys volleyball tournament. But again, Xavier is advancing to Saturday's matchup at 2:30 p.m. at the Resch Center. Brett, McFarland led by Tommy Moriarty.
Yes, and what's the connection there? A Neenah connection, right?
Yes, exactly. The former Neenah legend. I talked to him just a little bit in press conference. I included that in my story, the write-up for Xavier. So Xavier McFarland, some ties here to the Valley from the McFarland side. Also just got an update from Mike Sherry. He was covering that Kimberly lost to Middleton in the boys semifinal for volleyball. St. Mary Catholic has advanced to the D4 state or D3 state championship game for soccer.
Fantastic.
So they will be playing tomorrow in the title game. Congratulations to the Zephyrs. And tonight at 7:30 p.m., Appleton North, Brett, is playing Economowalk in the girls Division I volleyball state semifinal. We'll keep track of those updates as well. I had Mike's covering that. Hopefully he can get us some updates on that as well.
Another year, another standout season, right, when it comes to the Fox Valley, Northeast Wisconsin. Tell you what, we'll talk more about that, more about tonight's game, but first our national anthem coming up.
As the Kimberly High School Pep Band, under the direction of Mr. Craig Law, honors the United States and those working to protect our freedoms and our country with our national anthem. We encourage you to join in singing.
Great job by the Kimberly Marching Band with the national anthem. By the way, Ricardo mentioning Tommy Moriarty, Tommy's father, the great Bruce Moriarty, for I don't know how long he led that Neenah girls volleyball program. I believe Bruce is a member of the Coaches Association Hall of Fame as well. Yeah, so always good to see those connections. And as I mentioned, Ricardo, great to see this area of the state really playing, competing at the highest levels once again. But we're kind of used to that, right? I don't know if we take it for granted, but
we don't take it for granted, but we also don't shy away from letting everyone know how good the Valley is when it comes to athletics.
No doubt, one of the powers here in the state of Wisconsin. Hey, I want to thank our season sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Black Friday already,
what?
Ricardo? The Black Friday sales this month right now at Cellcom, now through November 9th. Join today and get their top-of-the-line phones on them. Visit cellcom.com/deals for details. Great deal if you're looking for a new phone. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. ETS provides a customized approach to strength, speed, and injury prevention training for athletes of all sports ages 8 and up. Train like the pros and take your performance to the next level. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. They have a facility in Appleton and one in the Green Bay area as well. And Cooney's, get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products to specifically to fit their customers' needs. Delivery service is available. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS0922 at sbcglobal.net. I want to thank Ryan McGinnis, the athletic director here at Kimberly High School, again for making sure we have a spot for this great state quarterfinal matchup. The crew here at Kimberly as well, great guys. Always fun to get to know the personnel and the administrators and the workers at all of these venues that we get to travel to throughout our live stream season. So we appreciate Ryan and his staff, and Mike Elkin, the athletic director at Neenah High School too, and his staff for always rolling out the red carpet for us as well. So this is going to be fun, right? Rivalry game, should be a great game.
Our second to last fall live stream, Brett.
It's hard to believe. And I got to start thinking basketball.
No.
Yes, I do.
Not till the end of December.
The end of December?
Yeah.
Half the season's going to be done.
Half the season, more like a 1/5 of the season.
Hey,
basketball's the longest lasting season. It's
Listen now.
too long.
Listen now. We're going to be doing a bunch of games from before Christmas. But number two, when you get past Christmas, the girls' basketball side in particular, they're almost halfway through their season. Yeah.
I think the bulk of it is in January, though.
Well, that's when it really kicks into gear. But, no, we'll be doing basketball whether you like it or not post Thanksgiving into the Christmas break. We can't just stop. Are you crazy?
Not going to stop. Just take a break.
Yeah, there's no such thing as breaks. I said if we were the Beatles, I'm Paul McCartney. You always want to work, 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 work.
I'm John Lennon. I just want to hang out with Yoko.
Push the group.
Unfortunately.
All right, looks like the Rockets will start the game with the football. Kimberly all set to kick off here at Papermaker Stadium. State quarterfinals already. Grant Dean, number 8, back, and it looks like he's going to field this one. There you go. Oh, he tripped. Just got his feet tangled up, fielded it at about the 15-yard line, and looks like they'll mark it right at the 20. Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight, postcrescent.com. We're also streaming actually a number of Facebook pages tonight, Ricardo, the Post Crescent, Green Bay, Press Gazette, and then Oshkosh and Fond du Lac as well with the FDA connection, and of course our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that as well.
And be sure to give us some updates on Twitter at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N, and Brett at PC Brettsy, because a lot of great games going on in our area, Brett.
Ashton Van Beek still in a quarterback for the Rockets, Ricardo. So the freshman, he's not a freshman anymore, is he?
Not anymore.
He's really played well. Handoff right away to Dean, looking for something. Number 20, Mikey Wilds, the junior defensive back, getting in on the tackle, but a good 6-yard pickup for Grant Dean, and a good job by that offensive line to create some space. Good start for this Rockets offense.
Yeah, Dean relatively contained in their first matchup, Brett, won by Kimberly in the regular season. So key for Neenah is to get Dean some explosive plays.
Well, we'll talk about that. I've got it in the game notes. I've added up all of his touchdown runs. It's quite a bit of yardage, let's just put it that way. Van Beek going to swing it over to his left. That's caught. I believe that's big old Luke Young. Luke Young playing both ways, listed as a free safety, but he's kind of a jack-of-all-trades guy. And that's a first down pitch and catch for the Rockets. Yeah, you mentioned the last time they played. That was week 7 right here at Papermaker Stadium, a game we streamed. Kimberly winning 21-zip. Carson Pendleton threw for 123 yards and a pair of touchdowns, while Gavin Tyson rushed for 115 yards and a score. But a good start so far for the Rockets. Already a first down. Dean now with it and brought down, picked up a few. In that week 7 matchup, Ricardo, Tyson also found the end zone on a receiving touchdown. So a pair of touchdowns defensively. Kimberly limited the Rockets that night, Ricardo, at 124 yards only.
Ooh.
And held Grant Dean to just 56 yards rushing on 15 carries. Second down for the Rockets. So far, so good on this game opening drive. Play fake. Van Beek going to toss it over. And intercepted! Intercepted! That's going to be Mikey Wilds, the junior defensive back, with the pick. And right away, a big mistake for that Rockets offense. Kimberly capitalizing. And look at this great field position coming up for the Papermakers. Don't know what happened, Ricardo, but Wild just read it the entire way, jumped in front of the route, and easy pick.
I was going to say, it almost looked like Mikey Wilds knew where that was going better than the receiver.
Little play fake, Van Beek rolling to his right. And maybe Wilds just kind of reading the eyes of the quarterback, knowing where it was going. And 1st and 10, ball at the Neenah 35-yard line for this Kimberly offense. Pendleton now with Gavin Tyson behind him. And Tyson's going to get the first carry of the night for the Papermakers, trying to drive his way for a few more yards, maybe 2 or 3 on that run. Second down coming up. Well, here's an opportunity, right, Ricardo, for this Kimberly offense. You gotta parlay this turnover in this field position. You got to get some points out of this.
And Brett, how many times have we said turnovers are magnified in the postseason, as all plays are? Tough beginning for Neenah, but if you're Kimberly, you want to score points off of this.
Tyson with Pendleton again in the backfield. See big old Abe Coronado ready to do some work in the blocking game. Play fake, and that was disjointed from the get-go. It looked like Pendleton was looking for V Bryson Veith, number 1, the intended receiver, but just didn't feel comfortable letting that one go, maybe based on where the defensive backs were playing, and I think just penalty just kind of threw it away.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Brett. It just didn't look right from the beginning. Not sure if there was miscommunication as well, but brings up a 3rd and long for Kimberly here, Brett.
Got a tweet from Mark DeBrew. Hello from Hollywood, California. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Probably a nice
sunny day,
warm evening down in Hollywood. 3rd down. Tyson looking for some space, trying to get his using the block from Coronado, and he's going to be shy, maybe 2 yards. Let's see where they spot. No, it's going to be 4th and 1. And obviously the Papermaker is going to go for it with the ball marked at the 26-yard line. Actually, not a bad evening here tonight. It's cool. It's going to get cool, but there's no wind.
That's key, Brett.
That is very key.
There's no wind.
Yes. You can handle a cool night, but, yeah, that breeze can cut through you. So here you go, 4th down. And look at this, Ricardo, they're spreading it out.
They certainly are.
This will be a quarterback draw. You watch. Pendleton waiting for it. No, he's going to throw, and it's intercepted. The Rockets got it back.
Who picked it off, Brett?
I'm trying to get a number that looks like it is number 82 for Neenah. That's Connor Briones, the senior outside linebacker with the interception. So tit for tat, right? 2 interceptions ending both of these game-opening drives.
I think they'll mark that at the 22.
I thought for sure when they were spreading it out that Van Beek, or I should say Pendleton, was just going to tuck that in and try to get that extra yard, but no. So turnover on, or I should say an interception now. Both teams throwing picks to open their offensive possessions. Let's see if the Rockets now can take advantage of Dean looking for some of those yards. They plug up the holes quickly, that Kimberly defense. But both defenses with turnovers so far tonight, Ricardo.
Yeah, 3-yard carry for Dean. I have him 3 carries, 12 yards unofficially to start the game, Brett. 2nd and 7 at the 25 for the Rockets.
2nd and 7 for the Rockets.
Just underway here at Papermaker Stadium. We've already had a couple of interceptions for both sides. Papermaker Stadium, of course, on the campus of J.R. Garrett's Middle School.
JRG, as they call it, the old high school. Van Beek waiting for it. Grant Dean with him, and Dean is going to keep it again. There's not much there. Kimberly defensive front, again, plugging those holes pretty quick. Hey, looking at the series, Ricardo, Neenah leads all time, 39, 30, and 2. But Kimberly has won the last 18 meetings in this series, including the playoffs. The Rockets have not beaten the Papermaker since the 2005 season.
And Neenah still leads the all-time series?
Yeah, 39, 30, and 2. That was a 42-28 victory at Neenah back in 05. Neenah won 18 of the first 19 games against Kimberly. This series dates back to 1951. 3rd down coming up for the Rockets as Van Beek, low snap, going to swing it over to Luke Young looking for the 1st down, and he's got it. Nice job by Luke Young to just lower his shoulder, and he is a big kid, 6'1", 185 pounds. Seems bigger than that, though, doesn't he? And just lowered his shoulder, and he's tough to bring down. So fresh set of downs for the Rockets.
And good to see Van Beek go right to the air game, in the 3rd down play. Yes, he threw the pick, but you got to be able to throw the ball, Brett, against this Kimberly defense, because running's going to be, and getting yardage specifically, going to be hard to come by.
It really is remarkable what Van Beek has done as an actual freshman, isn't it? I mean, they're in the state quarterfinals. Oh, nice catch by, that's number 6, Zane Schmidt, the junior wideout. I mean, that's really a credit to him. You got to pat Van Beek on the back for really not flinching. I mean, how many kids who were in 8th grade last year can quarterback a varsity team in the Fox Valley Association to the state quarterfinal round? And it says a lot for what that program, the coaching staff, Steve Young, of course, and the Neenah defense has been outstanding as well this season. 2 excellent defenses going at it. I just think yards and points will become hard to come by tonight. We have a penalty on top of this?
Yeah, personal foul might have been a face mask.
Wow. So ball inside the Kimberly 40 down to the Kimberly 39-yard line, and the Rockets in good shape right now. So So 1st and 10 for Neenah. Second offensive possession for the Rockets. Van Beek, he's dropping back, going to swing it over, and intended for Dean. I think that was Cody Oberman, number 0, who broke it up. So interesting, Ricardo, that I think you're right, trying to loosen up that defense, right? Get Van Beek and that passing game going a little bit and showing confidence in the freshman quarterback to try to get him into a rhythm. That was actually a very good throw, just a great defensive play by Oberman.
Yeah, and you can't really go wrong by trying to get the ball into Grant Dean's hands as much as possible. So just got to finish that catch and then tip your cap to a great defensive play by Oberman.
Throw again, intended receiver was Luke Young. 3rd down coming up.
Early on, I have Van Beek 3 for 6 with a pick and 24 yards passing, Brett.
Got some early scores. Lodi beating Xavier 7-zip. Kakana up 7-zip over Cedarburg. Marquette leading Fond du Lac 7-zip.
Yep, and you said Kakana's up. So
3rd and 10, Ricardo, 4-down territory, I would think, maybe, or would Neenah try to punt it if they, well, we'll see. Van Beek, low snap. Watch out is right, gets rid of it, and intended for Young. Had to get rid of it, had no time. Pressure in his face. So 4th down, it looks like the punt team's going to come out and try to pin the Papermakers deep.
I think this is the right way to go because I really do believe this is going to be an offensive or defensive game. And in that way, don't give the Papermakers good starting field position, Brett.
I agree.
Pin them deep.
So Thomas Myers, number 22, Bryson Veith, number 1, back to receive this punt. High snap, good job. That was Aiden Carey, the punter. And see where they'll mark this. Looks like right at the Kimberly 10-yard line. Halfway through this opening quarter in the state quarterfinal, Kimberly Neenah scoreless as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard.
Well, Brett, this is an interesting score.
Yeah.
And I know it's in Division 4. Lakeside Lutheran leading Catholic Memorial 7-0.
Early, very early, right?
Wanakee leading New Richmond 14-0. That's in the first.
Wanakee's tough. That's who Kakana would play next if the Ghosts win, likely, right? Would be Wanakee in the state semifinal.
Yes, that is true.
Pendleton, handoff to Tyson, looking for a seam, and gets through. And a good job by number 54, Mason Campbell, senior offensive lineman for the Papermakers, just doing a good job sealing his defender away so that Veith had a nice running lane.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2nd and short, 7-yard gain.
7-yard pickup for Tyson. Now Marcus Doucette into the game. Is this first time seeing Doucette? Again, really nice combo that the Papermakers have offensively between Gavin Tyson and Marcus Doucette. Pendleton's going to hand off to Doucette, trying to squeeze through, and he's got the first down. This was the 4th time the two Fox Valley Association rivals, Kimberly and Neenah, will meet in the playoffs. Kimberly has won the 3 previous matchups, all second-round games previously. Kimberly won 7-3 right here at Kimberly in 2018. And in 2019, Kimberly winning handily, 55-28 again here. And then last year, remember that game? That was a game we streamed. That was a 29-28 victory at Rocket Stadium. The Rockets led 28-14 in the 3rd quarter before the Papermakers mounted their comeback. We're going to get a false start or a timeout.
I think it's a timeout. Michael Witz is heading out there.
And it is a Kimberly timeout before the penalty.
Stratford ahead of Auburndale 7-0.
But you remember that game last year? What a game that was. Kimberly quarterback Seth Myron, he scored in a 19-yard run, which was followed then by a successful 2-point conversion pass. Blake Berry then scoring on a 3-yard touchdown run in the 4th quarter. That tied the game with 1:18 to play. Hunter Berry's PAT was good. And then Jack Stotts, he intercepted Evan Van Evenhoven to seal the deal. 29-28 Kimberly victory last year in a 2nd-round game.
Edgar's up over Boyceville 6-0, and so is Muskego. They're up 7-0, though I think are they playing Sussex Hamilton? I can't recall who they're playing.
1st and 10 after the timeout. Marcus Doucette in the backfield again with Carson Pendleton. Pendleton doing a nice job as well at quarterback for this Kimberly team. Doucette, nice little cut back inside. He's tough to bring down. And a good 5-yard pickup for Doucette.
Ball will be marked around the 26. 2 carries, 10 yards for Doucette.
Ricardo coming into this game, Marcus Doucette, he has rushed for 267 yards over his past 3 games. He has also had his most single game carries during that span, 18 rushing attempts apiece in those 3 games. So he's seeing his production intensify, increase as the season goes on. Now Gavin Tyson back there with Pendleton. Tyson with the football, trying to find something, but he's driven back hard. Looks like number 82, Ricardo, Connor Briones, the outside linebacker, not getting pushed back and instead pushing Tyson back.
Yeah, and he got a small gain of a yard, makes it 3rd and 4, Brett, for the Papermakers at their own 27.
Doucette, of course, 132 yards last week against Stevens Point. That was the second most by a Papermakers running back this season. Gavin Tyson, 151 yards and 3 touchdowns in a Week 3 victory over Oshkosh West.
I think Muskego was playing Franklin, Brett, because Sussex Hamilton's up 7-0 over Verona.
Okay, there you go. 3rd down, Pendleton, play fake, going to swing it over, and through the fingertips.
Boy. He's going to want that one back, Brett.
Carter Howard, the junior wide receiver, so 4th down coming up, punt team coming out, and the Neenah defense holds.
Papermakers have yet to complete a pass, Brett. Pendleton 0 for 3 with a pick. Also got Cedarburg and Kaukauna tied up at 7, Brett.
Kind of a line drive punt. Grant Dean fields it on the hop, and Dean out of bounds near midfield.
There's a flag, Brett, that was just thrown.
Uh-oh. Where was it thrown?
It's near midfield there, right at the 50.
Oh, sure, there it is, yeah.
That was really late, Brett. That was after the play. So I don't know if they saw something and just couldn't get the flag out or if it was a personal foul.
It's going to be on Neenah, it looks like.
Baldwin Woodville up 21-6 over Somerset. Aquinas is ahead of Columbus. That's an interesting score, too. They're up 6-0.
Looks like a block in the back, Ricardo, against the Rockets.
Okay. Marquette's up over Fondy, 14-0, Brett. Those Hilltoppers look for real.
The Hilltoppers. Yeah, I went in thinking Fondy was going to pull that one out.
Ball will be at the 41 of Neenah. Rockets on their 3rd offensive possession of the game.
There's Dean looking for some space. Good run by Grant Dean. Now check this out. This is a great stat for Grant Dean. As he said, coming in 1,661 yards, rushing 25 touchdowns. Now he enters tonight's action with a rushing total that ranks as the 11th most in the state in all divisions, and his 25 touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns. That's tied for the 10th most in the state. Now I'm not done singing Grant Dean's praises quite yet. As Dean now with another carry, trying to cut it back, just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Looks like number 6, Braden Ellefson, number 7, Brody Beck, a pair of linebackers, outstanding linebackers for that Kimberly defense.
Kaukauna back up ahead over Cedarburg, Brett, 14-7.
All right. But check this out. Grant Dean, 25 touchdowns. The rushing total, Ricardo, on those 25 touchdowns, 531 yards. He's averaging 21.2 yards per TD run. That's an incredible stat, and it shows how explosive he is. Dean with it again, trying for an explosive play, and
he's
got the first down. You can tell that Neenah sideline loving that run by Grant Dean. Dean has had 11 scoring runs of at least 21 yards and 5 scoring runs of at least 40 yards. His longest rushing touchdown, that was a 65-yarder against Oshkosh North in Week 9. Remember, he missed a game earlier in the season. Outstanding season. Of course, also a member of the Neenah 1,600-meter relay team that won a Division I state championship this past spring. Dean with it again, trying to get a few yards.
Hey, Brett, our friend Ethan Doucette's tuned in. Ethan.
There you go.
Just sent me a picture. He has it, the game showing. I'm not sure if that's his laptop or his phone. Either way, Ethan, good to hear from you, buddy. Hope you're doing well at the collegiate level. Hope you're enjoying college.
He was a heck of a player. He is a heck of a player. Your Post Crescent area player of the year last year, leading the Papermakers to a Division I state championship. Dean with it. No, Van Beek keeping it this time and escapes a tackle, and he's got the first down. Good run by Ashton Van Beek.
Well, it was also, the play design was nice. It got me fooled.
Well, he faked it well, yeah. It looked like Dean was going to keep it, but just pulled it right out of the stomach and ball at the Kimberly 30-yard line here in the final minute of this opening quarter. You look at Grant Dean, 282-yard game, 188, 109, 223, 210, 272, 111, 145 yards, and he's had 3 games in which he's rushed for 5 touchdowns. So I'd call that pretty productive, wouldn't you?
I would as well.
Off to a good start tonight as well is Grant Dean. 1st and 10 for the Rockets here. Dean has it, and a good push by that offensive line, and the Rockets on the move here, wondering if that will be the final play of this opening quarter. Rockets in no hurry, and that Grant Dean run will be the final play of what is a scoreless opening quarter. Kimberly, Neenah, 0-0 as we head to the second quarter as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard.
0-0 Menasha and Grafton. Thank you, Claus Auto, for giving us that update. We really appreciate it. Keep them coming, my friend.
Don't forget the deal on our digital subscription, $1 for just for the next 6 months. That's all you have to pay. 6 months of unlimited digital access for just $1. Includes full access on your desktop, tablet, mobile devices every day, exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. The e-edition is part of that as well. That's a digital replica of the print edition. Just go to Post Crescent, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. You should see a subscribe link at the top of the site. $1 for the next 6 months of unlimited digital access.
By the way, Brett, for Grant Dean, 9 carries, 37 yards. I have him for. Unofficially, of course.
A foot, 4 yards a carry. Second down and 5 to start this second quarter. Team switch sides. Rockets going now to your left. And in a good spot here to open this second quarter. Van Beek looking, Dean, I guess I should say, with the handoff. He'll be a yard shy, third down coming up. Yeah, we'll be, speaking of plugging ourselves, right, we're going to be somewhere next week as well for a state semifinal game. Don't know where that's going to be. Those are all neutral site games
That's
now.
true.
So not sure where the stream team will be headed, but yeah, next week will be our final football game of the season. That went by fast.
End of the first quarter, scoreless between Two Rivers and Lux Casco.
That's a good matchup.
It is.
Very good matchup. Third down, great matchup here. Dean with it. He's got the first down. and a few more beyond that to the 15-yard line, maybe inside the 15.
Marking that at the 14,
They
I
are.
believe.
Yeah, Luxembourg Casco, champions of the Northeastern Conference, a very good league. Two Rivers has been outstanding. I figured like that was a kind of a coin flip game.
Sun Prairie East up 14-0 over Slinger. Reedsville up 7-0 over Randolph.
Reedsville really has it going, don't they, right now?
Heck of athletic classes they've got going on over
really
there.
Have, yeah. Hand off to Dean again. And, boy, that offensive line doing some good work right now, giving Dean the space. And Dean doesn't need a lot.
No.
Sees a little bit of an opening, and he juts right through. So a good 5-6 yard pickup, 2nd and 4 coming up. Rockets knocking on the door. They're inside the 10. Ball at the 8.
Edgar up 16-0 over Boyceville.
Dean with it again, finding the seam and just kind of looking for the opening. Ball will be at the 5, 3rd down coming up.
13 carries, 57 yards. A lot of work for Grant Dean. We kind of figured that. I remember, he's carried it over 40 times in one game. I know he did that earlier this season. Maybe it might have been against Fond du Lac in that win. So he is a heavy volume back.
No, that he plays defense, returns kicks and punts, right? He's in good shape. As Dean plunges, and I think he's got the 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. Well, let's see where they spot the ball. No, I think he's going to be shy. 4th down coming up. 4th and short. 4th and less than a yard to go, Ricardo. So here you go.
Well, we saw Kimberly hold off Spash. Remember that, Brett?
Yeah.
Near the goal line in their win against Stevens Point last week.
Van Beek waiting for it. Dean behind him. Van Beek hands off to Dean, and let's see where they mark it.
He might have extended for it.
Well, let's see where they spot this ball. This is going to be close. Both sides saying, and
wow.
He's short. He is short. Needed to get to the 4-yard line, and he's short. Didn't get to the 4. The nose of the ball is on the 5, and that Kimberly defense gets the stop.
Brett, what do you think about not allowing Wasco to kick a field goal there?
That's a good point, Ricardo. He's got a good leg, right? Good kicker.
Yeah, he's a good kicker.
Both teams with good kickers here.
But I suppose if you're Neenah, you're thinking, well, we've been driving the ball down the field. We can get half a yard, right?
They're thinking less than a yard. We're going to get that, especially with how that drive was working. But the Kimberly defense denies Dean the 1st down, and now Carson Pendleton back on the field. He's going to hand it off to Tyson, trying to find something, and no surprise there. Not a whole lot of running room. These two defenses playing lights out so far here in the state quarterfinal.
5 carries, 18 yards unofficially for Gavin Tyson. And I like what Kimberly did, Brett. Just give it to Tyson. Give it to your running backs. Remember last week they tried throwing it out of their own end zone, and it was intercepted by Spash. So brings up a 2nd and a short 5.
Kakan up now 21-7 over Cedarburg. Thank you, Corbin. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Handoff, this time Doucette. Oh, he's got a seam up the middle. Good job by number 92 for the Rockets, though. That's Tawan Rich, senior defensive lineman. Now, Doucette gets the 1st down, but I thought Doucette had a chance to really bust that one open, but Rich able to get his arms around Doucette and wrap him up and bring him down. Rich is a nice player.
Very good player.
Good players on both of these rosters, up and down. Pendleton.
Ball's on the 17.
Hands off to Doucette, and there's nothing. Luke Young was one of those first guys there that just met Doucette in the gap and was not going to let him get any farther than that.
Rice Lake up over Onalaska 16-6. Black Hawk. I mean, these are small schools here. Black Hawk Warren 12-0 over Potosi. Wrightstown Wittenberg Burnhamwood 9-7 over Wrightstown, Brett. That's one that we're watching.
Yep, that's being played at DC Everest tonight.
Notre Dame up 7-0 over Mount Horeb Barneveld.
Okay. Perfect. Figured Notre Dame should win that one, right? Of course, Notre Dame traveling for that one. Pendleton's going to swing it over to Beath. Beath cuts it back inside. Watch out. Beath's got the speed, and he's near midfield. Boy, nice job by Beath, Ricardo, just to take that and quick spin, right? Maybe a little bit of a juke where you think you're going to spin one way, freezes the defender, gets around, and then has some open space. Good blocking for Beath, too, as he went downfield. Ball at the 49-yard line.
In my opinion, if you're passing the ball and you're Pendleton, when in doubt, go to Veith.
They have a good connection, and Veith has really come on this season. You know, Brennan Graham's also a good receiver, but hearing he's out right now with an injury. Now Tyson trying to cut it. Oh, he cuts it back inside. Ooh, nice tackle by number 4, Sam Shear, the defensive lineman. But a pretty good run by Gavin Tyson. Ball at the Neenah 45-yard line midway through this second quarter. Still scoreless here at Papermaker Stadium as we again look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard.
We get to see, I think, that Kimberly offense is starting to find some rhythm, Brett, some cohesiveness, and in the blocks, finding some nice open lanes, and then a little bit of time for Pendleton to hit his receivers. I have Tyson 6 carries, 24 yards unofficially.
Was that pass to Veith the first pass completion of the night
it
for
was,
the Papermakers?
And
yeah,
for 30 yards.
Doucette now, some hard-earned yards there, and it's going to be close. 3rd and 1 coming up. Hey, Ricardo, Kimberly has advanced to the state quarterfinals this round in each of its past 11 playoff appearances. How about that for consistency? We're not including the alternate season in that spring in 2021, but the last time the Papermakers fell short of reaching this round, the state quarterfinals, was back in 2011 when they fell in the second round. That's really an amazing run of consistency.
That might have been Steve Jones' first year. Did they fall to Wisconsin Rapids, I want to say?
That I don't have in the game notes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. 3rd and short for Kimberly.
Handoff, Doucette, and let's see. Well, I think he got it. He got it by a yard, so a fresh set of downs coming up for the Papermakers.
Yeah, needed 1, got 2. And Doucette, 6 carries, 23 yards. Aquinas up 12-0 over Columbus, a 97-yard touchdown run by I believe that's their quarterback, Malin. Woo.
Okay. That's a long run.
It is. I don't even know if I can run 97
No.
yards. I can walk.
I can bike that without a problem.
There you go, yeah.
No problem, but yeah, running, I don't think so. Pendleton hands off to Tyson. Again, trying to find some space, and I think Rich, one of those defenders, right in to bring Tyson down. 2nd down coming up for Ricardo. Speaking of the state quarterfinals, the last time Neenah advanced this far to the state quarterfinal round was back in 2004. The Rockets, led then by Coach Steve Menzel. Remember Steve? They actually won their first 3 playoff games that season to qualify for the state semifinals. Then Neenah falling to Marshfield 14, 13, and 3 overtimes that season.
Wow.
2004, yeah.
What a game.
That close to get to the state championship game.
2nd and 8 from the 38 for Kimberly.
We got the direct snap. Ellefson in, and he's going to keep it. Lower his shoulder. We saw that a few times last week. Number 6, Braden Ellefson, listed as a linebacker / QB. I guess maybe that isn't a direct snap Wildcat if he's the QB listed now here on the roster. But a different wrinkle we saw last week, something that you have to prepare for. 3rd down coming up now, ball at the 35-yard line.
Brett, Milwaukee Marquette up 21-0 over Fond du Lac. Woo! Hilltoppers are for real.
The Hilltoppers.
I didn't want to doubt them. They play over there in the greater metro. Luxembourg Cats go up 7-0 over Two Rivers, Brett.
There you go. Spartans are a good football team. We saw them in Week 8 against Fox Valley Lutheran. Very impressed we were with the Spartans. Pass to Beath, and he gets the spin move. Just gets the first down, I think. Good job defensively by number 23, Will Radiz, a senior defensive back. But it looks like that's going to be a first down. Just enough for Veith. Ball right at the 30.
Well, Bert, what did I say? When in doubt, go to Veith.
Yeah.
He has both the receptions for Kimberly, 2 catches, 35 yards for Veith.
Good memory by you, Ricardo. Hank DeWild says yes. In 2011, Kimberly lost in OT to Wisconsin Rapids, who eventually made it to state, the Red Raiders, that year.
Hank DeWild's all over this.
We got good. We appreciate everybody helping us out, right?
Do.
Doucette, nowhere to go. And is that number 9 for the Rockets? Aiden Carey, the senior inside linebacker.
2nd down and 9, 1-yard carry for Doucette. Yeah, people have said, Brett, people have exclaimed that I can be as smart as a chimp. I can recall certain events, certain things. Smart as a chimp.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
Wanakee up over New Richmond, 28-0.
I think it's Wanakee.
Wanakee.
Right? Is that how they pronounce it down there?
I'm not from Madison, so I don't know.
Ellefson in again, and he's going to hand off. Nope, he's going to drop back.
Now
he's going to let it go.
Him.
He's going to let it go to Veith, and he's got the touchdown. 29-yard strike from Ellison to Veith. The Papermaker strike first. Wow. Completely fooled the Neenah defense, Ricardo, because you're not – that's another wrinkle, right? Not used to seeing Ellefson drop back, and delivered a nice, beautiful pass to a wide-open Veith.
So that was Ellefson.
That was. What was that,
9 yards.
29?
The only thing you got to worry about is if Ellefson, get too excited seeing Veith that wide open, Brett. And maybe, flub the pass.
So Hunter Berry in now for the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is good as well. And with 2:19 to go here in the second quarter, Kimberly strikes first as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. 29-yard hookup from Braden Ellefson to Bryson Veith. Probably not expecting Ellefson to drop back, right, and let one go. Uncork a beautiful throw, and a nice little wrinkle by Chad Michaelwitz in that Kimberly staff. And Veith wide open over the middle. So 7-0. Now let's see how the Rockets, remember, this drive, how long was that drive?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it here. Well, it was a 95-yard drive, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
12 plays, 95 yards.
Yeah, that was set up. Remember, it was 4th and less than a yard. The Rockets were stopped short of the first down. Rockets get it, or I should say the Papermakers take over on their own 5, and 12 plays later, 95 yards, a 29-yard hookup from Ellefson to Veith.
Well, if you're Neenah, let's see how you respond here. You have a few minutes left in the first half. Down 7-0. Look out.
Yeah, that's a live ball. Dean picks it up, though, and dives to about the 29-yard line. Well, the Rockets have been moving the ball, so we'll see how they can respond with 2:12 to go, all 3 timeouts.
Brett, a couple more scores here. Wrightstown up over Wittenberg-Burnham with 14-9. That's late in the second quarter, I'm sorry. Catholic Memorial is now tied Lakeside Lutheran 7-7. That's near halftime as well.
I'm guessing Wrightstown a heavy dose of the run game tonight.
That's all we know about Wrightstown.
Think?
I mean, yeah.
Steve Klister, the longtime coach who recently won his 200th career game, I believe.
Stratford up 20-0 over Auburndale. The Tigers doing their thing as usual.
We saw Wrightstown earlier this season in one of our varsity game of the weeks, beating Freedom, and that was a good game. That was I think it was a 15-14 Tigers victory. Grant Dean with the carry there for the Rockets. 7-0. Kimberly with the lead. If you missed it, it was a 29-yard strike from Braden Ellefson to Bryson Veith. Now the Rockets trying to answer with some points to close out this first half. Quick moving first half as well. Kind of want to see a little urgency here, right, Ricardo? Time is ticking down to 140.
Yeah. Second and a long 5.
Van Beek, he's going to looking to his left. Going to swing it over to, is that Keller, number 83? It is. one of the captains, one of your elite 11
Yes.
players. That's a first down. Good safe throw, and the clock stops to reset the chains. So you want to see maybe the Rockets kind of getting up on that ball, but they're going to huddle, get the play in. And Van Beek waiting for it again. Van Beek with the handoff to Dean. Of course, a home run threat every time. And past the 45. Nope, they're going to mark it right at the 45. And it looks like now Neenah's just going to ask if they're going to maybe start burning some timeouts. The Rockets take their first of the half.
Yeah, heavy dose of Grant Dean, 17 carries, 65 yards. As we look at some more of these latest scores. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have any scores or comments, please, on YouTube especially, Facebook possibly, just leave them. And hopefully we'll try to interact with you. 23-6, Edgar leading Boyceville.
Hank, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ricardo.
Well, I was going to say Marquette's up 28-0 over Fond du Lac now.
Wow, pouring it on the
I guess
Cardinals.
according to this Twitter account, Fondy is playing off the receivers and Marquette's just eating them up through the passing game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just not doing the Joe Barry defense. Is that what they're doing? Is that what you're saying?
Oh!
Hey! That's just kind of the talk right now around here. That's what the talk is. That's what the scuttle
Are they having a pass rush ends cover receivers? Is that what they're
I'm not sure, but some angry Packer fans these days. But Hank DeWild says, funny story about that 04 Neenah team. They lost Week 9 to Kimberly, who needed to win to go 5-4, make the playoffs in Steve Jorgensen's first year at Kimberly. Of course, Steve Jorgensen, now an assistant coach with these Rockets.
That is very true.
Keller in motion, Van Beek, and what do we have here?
Was it a timeout?
I think it's a timeout by the Papermakers. So Kimberly saw something that it didn't like, and now the Papermakers taking their second timeout of the half, one remaining for Kimberly.
Yeah, Baldwin Woodville up big over Somerset, Brett, 35-12.
Wow, Somerset.
Little bit of a surprise. Though Somerset was a little bit of an underdog in that game.
Part of that middle border conference, of course.
We know how much we love the middle border.
Oh, they're great.
Yep.
Always run into those Northeastern Conference teams in Division 4 in the state semifinals. Mentioning Steve Jorgensen, he's been elected into the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. That enshrinement will take place in April. Of course, Jorgie, Bill Powers at Oshkosh North, and right here at Kimberly as the respective head coaches. Also helped elevate that Fond du Lac program as an assistant. Did coach the Cardinals for a season. Jorgie led Oshkosh North to a D1 state championship in 09, then guided Kimberly to D2 state titles. Really got the train rolling here, right? In 07 and 08, and then a D2 state runner-up in 09. Also inducted into the UW Oshkosh Hall of Fame back in last season, 2022. So congratulations and well earned for Steve Jorgensen. Second down for the Rockets. Now timeouts from both sides. Back to football here at Papermaker Stadium. Van Beek waiting for it. Drops back, looking to his left, swings it over. Nice pitch and catch.
Can't go wrong getting it in Grant Dean's hands.
Yeah, Grant Dean getting him in space. You can see the Papermaker, or the Papermaker, just kind of patting Dean on the shoulder pads, respecting his game and the type of athlete he is. Good pass and good play, Ricardo, because it stops the clock, right? Ball now at the Kimberly 44-yard line. Keep those 2 timeouts in your back pocket with 54 seconds still to play in the half. Got the tweet from Brent. Straight fire from me about the Joe Barry blast. Hey, I'm not blasting. I'm just saying what people are talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what people are talking about. Van Beek, rainbows one downfield.
He had him.
Young diving for it. Reaches with the right hand or the right arm. Just can't corral that. A little long third down or second down coming up.
Brett, I like them going for that, though. Maybe you like that matchup with Young out there and just a little out of his reach, but good to see Van Beek testing the Papermaker secondary. See if these others score. Again, if you have anything on Menasha Grafton, would love to hear it. I know our guy out there, Klaus Otto, kind of paying attention to that game.
I'm just surprised, though. It's Fond du Lac playing so well, but red hot team. Remember the Cardinals losing the first 4, but
here's
really
the thing,
6
Marquette,
out of 7.
red hot too.
Yeah. So one of these two teams presumably going to face a very good Hilltopper team next week in the state semifinals unless the Cardinals get something going. Dean diving forward. And we're going to get another timeout for the Rockets with 44 seconds to go.
Brett, we do have an update on that Menasha score. Menasha at the half, 6-3 over Grafton. Thank you, C. Bush, for your update there.
Good call, or a good memory by Hank DeWild. Don't forget Jorgie's first game in his first season as head coach at Fondy was the one that ended the Kimberly 70-game winning streak. Remember, we were here for that game that night.
Good memory. Boy, Hank DeWild, he's coming out with some straight fire.
But Hank, I believe, later in that season didn't
yes. He came back in the playoffs.
And beat Fond du Lac. Was that the year of the two-point conversion pass in the end zone at Titan Stadium to win it in overtime? What a battle that was. Jeez. Those are some classic games.
This is a huge D1 quarterfinal, Brett. Franklin Muskego tied at 7 at the half. That's from Travis Wilson. I think he's at that game, actually.
Two excellent teams.
Yes.
Third down for the Rockets. 44 seconds to go. Rockets with one timeout.
Two receivers far
use.
side.
Yeah, let's see what Van Beek wants to do. He's going to drop back. Dean blocking for him. Swings it over. Nice throw and nice catch by, I think that's Young along the far sideline. Good hands by Luke Young. Nice job by Van Beek to roll out and really delivered a nice ball to Young against the boundary.
Well, Brett, I thought that was a great play call. You know, you have all that space to work with on the opposite hash. Have him roll out, simple routes. Let him hit Young, and Young showing some good hands break. Gets it down, to the 26.
Yeah, and good job by that offensive line to keep Van Beek clean. Dean there to help out as well. So 1st and 10. Boy, could the Rockets, even a field goal would be big going into the half. Let's see. Van Beek now going to go left, going deep downfield. And Young, who's got it? Who's got it? It's intercepted, I think. Let's see what the call is.
Did both have it, Brett?
I'm not sure. Right now, the officials are talking. You can hear the Kimberly fans in front, and they're going to say Young with the catch. Young with the catch inside the 1. You see number 12, Benny Kiefer, the junior defensive back for the Papermakers, came out with it, but I think they're saying simultaneous possession on, they both coming down at the same time, giving it to the offensive player. Ball at the 1-yard line with 28 seconds to go. What a throw, what a play. That's a pivotal play right there, Ricardo. Huge
Brett,
play.
And Van Beek has completions of 8, 11, 15, and now 25 yards, Brett.
And here we go, Van Beek under center this time. It could be the Van Beek trying to get it in. Is he in? Waiting for the call. Clock stops at 13 seconds, and he's
he stopped.
Second down. Oh, no, there's a penalty, I believe. Offsides against the Rockets? Is that what they're calling?
Oh, boy.
I can see Steve Young trying to talk to the official along the sideline there.
Brett, this is a devastating penalty. Oh, boy.
They rushed Van Beek under center, kind of the tush-push that we've seen famously by the Eagles. And now we're going to get a third and final timeout for the Rockets with 13 seconds to play. What a sequence here.
Kaukauna up over Cedarburg 21-7 at the half. Oh, here's a score, Brett. Kewanee 17-0 over St. Mary Springs.
Whoa.
The storm is for real.
Thank you. Yep, Corbin 21-7. Yep, Hank remembering the pop pass to Mitch Bartle, right? That might have been, was that Carson's brother Caden was a quarterback that season, or was that someone else? Boy, it's all blending together. You're testing my memory now. I think so. 2018. No, I think Caden was 19 through 21. So I'm trying to remember who the 18 quarterback was here.
Alec Rosner, maybe?
Was it Rosner? Had a nice long run of a very good quarterback play. We're seeing that with Carson Pendleton now this season. So that penalty, Ricardo, pushes the Rockets back to the 6th. 1st and goal. With just 13 seconds to go, and what do you do here? No timeouts. You have to throw it. Time for a couple plays, I would think, right into the end zone. And not sure what's going on here. You can see the Kimberly sideline trying to direct some traffic to its defense.
They'll probably say 7 seconds.
They're trying to get trying to reset the
1-7.
19, I believe.
Okay, so 19 seconds left instead of 14 seconds.
18 seconds. There you go. 18 seconds to go. So they put 4 seconds back onto the game clock here. Van Beek waiting for it. He's looking. Slant play. And I think he is in.
Who caught that? I can't even see.
Grant Dean on the slant from 6 yards out. I couldn't tell who caught it either, but what a throw, what a route. And Dean, that's a low throw. He went down to get it. What a drive by the Rockets to answer.
What a throw from Van Beek. No fear.
So a big extra point here. What an answer to end this first half. Wasco, it is through. And with 12 seconds to go in this opening half, we're all tied up 7-7 in this state quarterfinal as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard.
Van Beek was sensational in that drive, Brett. Remember, that started as a 29, right? With what, how many minutes? And when it wasn't even that long, I forgot. I didn't jot that down. Oh, it's 2:12. 2:12 left, Brett, right?
Yeah.
And Dean was able to orchestrate that drive. 10-play drive, 71 yards. He completed passes of 8, 11, 15, 25, and 6 yards for that touchdown, Brett. Outstanding performance from Ashton Van Beek. Again, he's labeled as a freshman. I wouldn't say he's a freshman anymore. This kid's got swagger, Brett.
Yeah, and nice job to bounce back from that penalty. Hey, Cody Starkle was the quarterback.
Yes.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Some other scores here. Marquette 35-0 over Fond du Lac. Darlington 21-14 over Lancaster. Aquinas leads Columbus 12-0. Stratford up big over Auburndale 20-0. Notre Dame, Brett, 13-8 over Mount Horeb Barneville. Remember, Mount Horeb was the top seed.
Yes, that seemed to be it.
But I wasn't a big fan of specifically because of where they play. I don't believe that's a very strong conference out there.
That's a long trip.
Yeah.
Whoa, watch out, live ball. That's a live ball that hit the Rocket. And number 3, Liam Wasco, falls on it with 10 seconds to go. So a chance now for the Rockets. Maybe a Hail Mary, getting a field goal range. Neenah out, no timeouts remaining, so it's going to be tough. Ball to 41, but you never know. Looked like Wasco just kind of a line drive.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Bounced off one of the Kimberly players and back into Wasco.
Tricky Rockets. Ball's at the 41, Brett, of Neenah, though. I don't know.
If you have a little something in the bag of tricks here. And when you have Grant Dean, who can take one to the house any time, we'll see. Van Beek now, he's going to throw it deep downfield. This might be intercepted, and watch out.
Oh, wow.
Watch out, that's Overman. Overman looking for some blockers, trying to cut it back to the outside. Overman's still on his feet, and Van Beek is the one who finally gets him out of bounds. And now the Rockets trying to run, and is it a live ball?
Yes, because
it's
Overman
a live ball.
Fumbled it.
It's a live ball. And Young, no, the officials are blowing it. The officials are blowing it. Boy, what a job to chase down Luke Young. What a crazy end to this first half. Holy smokes, Ricardo.
There's a little Keystone Cops going on here.
You're right, because Oberman, he had some running room, and then the ball sailed, but I think he might have been out of bounds when that ball kind of came flying out into the middle of the field. Good awareness, though, by Luke Young to scoop it up, and you never know. The way that one official was running, it looked like a live ball, but then you finally started to hear the whistles. I think that was number 6, maybe, Braden Ellefson, the linebacker, was able to finally chase down Luke Young. But, whoa, I think we need to catch our breath. I do for sure. What a crazy end to a great first half of football here in the state.
Great is the word, Brett. This has been a lot of fun. It's a 7-7 game, Brett, but there's been some outstanding plays and some head-scratching ones. Ooh. But I think we're in for even better second half.
Oh, I think we're in for a barn burner, and that's going to be fun. Well, it's halftime here at Papermaker Stadium. A quick look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard shows a tie score, 7-7 between these two Fox Valley Association rivals. We'll talk more about tonight's game and everything we have coming up, including an exclusive interview with WIAA Executive Director Stephanie Hauser that we want to talk to you all about as well when we come back after these messages.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Welcome back to Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, Wisconsin. Again, we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. We're all tied up 7 apiece in this state quarterfinal game. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Cellcom, don't forget Black Friday sales this month at Cellcom, now through November 9th. Join today and get their top-of-the-line phones on them. That's a great deal. Visit cellcom.com/deal for details. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Ricardo, man, that was a crazy
wacky,
ending.
You know,
we've calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, it's just that we've had some interesting comments on the YouTube. Thank you all, by the way, for interacting with us. We love talking to you guys. Xander saying, "Hey, get some fluids in, regroup, come out ready to play."
Are you talking to us?
Well, no, but I think Chris Lang kind of summed it up. He goes like, in terms of the way the teams are battling each other, and it's a close game, he goes, hey, Chris Lang says, time to open the playbook and let it fly. These two teams know each other well. Time to do something new for a little shock and awe. You know, Chris, I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea.
Didn't we see that a little bit, though, with what Kimberly did with Braden Ellefson, though, right? We saw that little wrinkle last week where Ellefson was he never dropped back to pass. This time he did and hit Bryson V. So, but yeah, maybe there are some more of those little wrinkles in the playbook as well in the second half.
Yeah, it's been a wild thing, and we're looking to have it be more fun this second half. I think this is going to be one of these games that's going to go down as one of our what do we call them instant classics? I don't know what we call it, but the ones that definitely will leave an imprint memory-wise.
Well, I think this is going to it's boiling, kind of shaping up to be that way, right? Can't wait for the second half. Hey, Wrightstown over Wittenberg-Burnhamwood 20-9 at halftime.
Okay,
That's
good.
from Mike Sherry. Mike Sherry also telling us Two Rivers and Luxembourg-Casco tied at 7 apiece at halftime.
All right.
As well. So there's some scores. But, hey, a lot coming up quickly. Clubhouse Live on Monday. That's our Packers show. It's at the Fox Club, which is inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. That's home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, also our home. Green Bay Packers tight end Josiah DeGuara will be our co-host this week. Still waiting to hear who the teammate guest will be. This past week we had Keyshawn Nixon as our co-host and Kenny Clark. We had a nice big crowd, so we will be looking back at the Packers-Rams game. But check it out. Gates open at 4. Shows at 6:30. Admission is free parking, all that good stuff. If you can't watch it, it's streamed live as well.
Hey, Joe Jacob goes, hey, Ricardo's the best announcer in the 920. Been listening all year. No one better than you. And then Gus is like, Ricardo isn't even that good, bro.
Whoa.
I love it.
Whoa.
You guys keep me happy. You guys are just hilarious. I love it. Let's just keep interacting, right, Brett? Because remember, we got all these basketball games coming up, too. You guys got to join us for our YouTube our live streams when it comes to both boys basketball and girls basketball. We're expecting some good teams this year. some maybe state championship quality teams. So you guys got to make sure you guys tune in and interact with us then as well.
Well, according to you, we're going to miss half the season because you don't want to do any basketball games
well,
until
it's
January.
just 'cause I like to take a break. I like to enjoy the holidays. I like to enjoy a little Thanksgiving, a little Christmas.
We do take a break during those times. We're not streaming games during those periods,
Brett,
but up until.
I love Christmas. You're not very jolly. You don't like Christmas.
They were playing Christmas tunes out here, but at the
I
beginning
love
of the
Christmas tunes.
pregame, I'm like, that's a
You're
little
like,
early.
You're the Grinch. You're the Grinch is what you are.
We just had Halloween on Tuesday. Like, can we ease into Thanksgiving first? 35 zip now, Fondy or Marquette now over Fondy. That's going to be running clock start the second half.
I did not see that coming. That wasn't on my bingo card. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh. What else do we have here? Just real quick.
Okay.
I thought I saw. Well, go ahead, Ricardo.
Well, I was just going to talk about the Varsity Roundtable, Brett, the online high school sports talk show, the only one in the state and the Midwest that we know of this past week, Brett. We had a lot of fun, right? We welcomed Xavier girls cross country. They won the D2 title, back-to-back state champs for the Xavier girls, and we had them on and talking with them at length about their championship season. Please check that out. Just go to postcrescent.com, go into the sports tab. You should be able to find Varsity Roundtable. There should be a tab for that, and see any of our Varsity Roundtables for the past fall season, maybe even beyond this season, back in the last year as well. And also I want to make sure that we get to talk a little bit about the 920 Sports podcast. Okay, because we were able to get today Steph Hauser, the WIAA Executive Director. She made a point to come down to the Post Crescent and talk to us at length on the podcast. Now, we recorded that earlier today. We plan to augment that with the Monday session where we talk about what happened this past week and looking ahead to the state semifinals for football. So be looking for that Tuesday a.m. And we talked at length with Steph about a number of issues, right, Brett?
Yeah, the competitive
NIL came up.
What's the right term for the competitive, where they're moving teams up and down divisions? The competitive balance, maybe.
Competitive balance, yeah.
Yeah, the NIL situation, the official shortage, shot clock, maybe just kind of the landscape of high school sports in the state overall. Her tenure so far as the executive director, anything that was kind of caught you off guard, or even though she had been in the office, but until you sit in that chair, right? You're not sure what to exactly you're going to encounter, but a very great interview. She's such a gracious person. The Hauser family, we always get along with. Her husband Dave, of course, the athletic director at SPASH. So yeah, she was at the state volleyball tournament up at the Resch Center and made a point to drive down 41 and then hang out with us for a little bit. And we do appreciate it. That was good interview, and you definitely want to hear it.
Good interview.
How can people find that?
A lot of good info. Listen, if you're on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, just look up 920 Sports Podcast. It's going to come up right away. Subscribe to it. Leave us some comments, good and bad. We love the constructive criticism, or just criticism in general. we try to interact with everything.
I really like criticism.
Well, anything that we can try to get better. But, yeah, we're really excited about that coming out. So look for that Tuesday morning.
Plus, you'll also have it as a link on our Post Crescent website as well, right?
I'm going to make it a story part of it. I might even take a few of her comments and make that in the story so folks can really want to listen to that. Hey, Brett, our guy, Jace Jenkins, remember him?
Yeah.
He's watching the game and drinking a brewski. Okay, Jace.
Whoa.
I think you graduated last year,
he's
didn't you, homie?
He's talking root beer.
No.
Root beer.
All right. Yeah, that's what he meant. He meant root beer.
Yeah.
Root brewski is what it was.
That's, I think what he meant, yeah.
Hey, Jace, I was talking to Grant Dean. I want to say early in the season, he said he got a lot of your moves.
Where's Jace
these
days?
He said, Jace taught me everything I know. He runs Powerful like that. Yeah, Jace, where are you at? I forget all these. I'm an old man. I forget things.
It's tough to keep track, isn't it?
But let us know where you're at, and hope you're doing well, my friend.
It's always fun to hear from the ex-players, if you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
SC Lee on Twitter tweets, I am sure my friends in the Fox River Valley are waiting with bated breath for this update. He's got a hockey score. Hockey on the phone, Rockets on the tablet. Great first half in Kimberly. Tall task. But go Rockets, as always. Thanks for everything your team does. Appreciate you, SC Lee. But it's got a hockey score. What is this? Is this
Wisconsin?
Was this Cornell and Yale? Is that what I'm looking at there? 2-1? What is this? The Cornell Daily Sun Sports. Yeah. There you go. There's a hockey score.
Oh, okay, cool.
Appreciate that.
Hey, by the way,
like hockey. Hockey's
Dan
Cohn
just updated us on the Kaukauna game. They returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. So Kaukana's now up 28-7 over Cedarburg.
Wow.
Good to see all our teams doing well. That's what I want to see.
I thought that would be a much closer game.
I did too. But Brett, it's really looking like it's going to be Kokona Wanakee. Did I say that right? It's Wanakee.
I think they pronounce Wanakee.
Wanakee,
right?
Whatever. I'm just going to call you tomato, my
You're
friend.
you're like Troy Aikman saying Green Bay. The emphasis on the wrong
that
word.
bothers me too when he does that. Yeah.
Green Bay instead of Green Bay.
That
was Coach Jorgensen.
Oh, Coach Jorgensen. Oh, okay. Love Coach Jorgensen. Him and I go way back, Brett. I covered that team when they went with Darren Charles and Bob Doherty
remember
in
that
2001. Great guy.
2000, right?
Yeah, 2000. Yeah,
That's
2000.
23 years ago already?
Yes. Darren Charles went on to have a pretty good career with the Badgers. Actually, I think he got signed as an undrafted free agent by the Bears.
So those guys are like in their early 40s now.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Oh, my goodness. Where in the world does time go?
We're old, Brett.
Quit saying that. We're older.
Older. Okay, that's a good way to say it. Here's a couple more scores. Sun Prairie leading Slinger 21-0. As I look here on the Twitter. X, whatever. Rice Lake up 30-20 over on Alaska. And by the way, if you have any scores, come on, they got to be correct too, guys. Just send it to us on Twitter as well. At Ricardo DeLeon, I'm on Twitter, DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brett C. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
They'll add a few more minutes onto the halftime clock. I believe Kimberly gets the ball to start the second half, so the Papermakers will get first crack at it. And I'll quick run down the scoring as Ricardo's looking for some more scores. Both in the second quarter, Kimberly strikes first. A 29-yard pass from Braden Ellison to Bryson Veith with 2:19 to play, actually in the quarter. 7-0 Kimberly with the lead, and then the Rockets with just 12 seconds to play. 6-yard pass from Ashton Van Beek to Grant Dean. Kick was good, 7-7. The score, that's the halftime score, and that's what you see on our Cellcom and ETS Performance scoreboard. Good job by the Kimberly marching band. They were playing Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Beautiful.
A little while ago too.
Love it. You're not very jolly, Brett. You got to have more Christmas spirit.
I think that was Coach Steve Jones now.
Oh, okay.
I think he's hearing you rip on me or something.
Yeah.
But listen,
so Coach Jorgensen and Jones are here. That's
both upstairs.
It's blowing my mind.
Both state championship Hall of Fame coaches and
incredible the level of coaching that we have in the Fox Valley. It's mind-boggling.
Oh, Steve Young at Neenah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the job he's done over there with the Rockets and up and down the lineup, regardless of the conference. But hey, listen, I like to ease into the Christmas spirit. I like my Thanksgiving first. One of my two favorite holidays of the season, Ricardo, Thanksgiving and the 4th of July.
Hey, Chris Lang saying the Bucks are up on the next. Bucks starting a little slow.
What's
up, Chris?
Well,
Tell me
they got a new coach.
Yeah, I know that, but still.
New defensive scheme.
Yeah.
Got maybe get some guys back in place, right? So it's going to take a little time for Damian Lillard and Giannis to gel, I would think. They'll get it together. They'll get it humming.
Wow, Kokana pouring it on, Brett. They just returned an interception for a touchdown. 35-7, according to our guy, Dan Cohn. Kokana leading Cedarburg.
So we're thinking running clock potentially soon in that
Wow.
game. I, again, thought that was going to be a battle. What do we know? So what are your thoughts here in the second half? Do you probably agree with that one commenter, right? Maybe it is time to dig into that playbook a little bit and try to find something that
I think someone
unscouted.
mentioned I think maybe it was Chris Lang saying maybe a little razzle-dazzle. I don't know. I'm traditionally not very conservative when it comes to, like, football plays, but I don't know, in a game like this, which is so defensively oriented, I think trust in your offense. I think Kimberly should do that. I'm talking about Kimberly, then we'll get to Neenah in a little bit. But trust in that offense to open up enough lanes for Doucette, and Gavin Tyson to kind of carry that offense. Then pick your spots when it comes to Veith. And for Neenah, just put it in Grant Dean's hands as much as possible.
Well, they've been doing that tonight, right?
I want to see him run the ball 50 times if I'm a Neenah guy.
Well, let's see what's in their bag of tricks here the second half. But it's going to be a very entertaining final 24 minutes if that's all we end up playing. Who knows, Ricardo? This kind of feels like an overtime type game, doesn't it, the way it's started?
See if I can some of these stats, by the way, at the half, we were talking about Grant Dean. I have him 18 carries, 68 yards, Brett. That's a lot of work already for Grant Dean. And Marcus Doucette, 7 carries, 24 yards, and Tyson, 7 carries, 26 yards. Unofficially, I have him 4 at the half.
Carter Howard and Marcus Doucette back to receive the second half kickoff. Liam Wasco waiting for the signal to get this thing going.
Wasco, isn't that what Costanza, wasn't that his ATM password? Wasco.
Was that what it was?
I think it was Wasco, right?
I thought you were going to say something like Art
Remember
Vandelay.
that? Remember that Seinfeld?
I do.
He had the.
He refused to give it up.
Bosco.
Bosco, that's right.
What it was. Sorry.
He wouldn't give it to the guy that was stuck in the ATM.
Yeah.
All right, a bouncer. Whoa, watch out.
Oh, boy.
Went through Howard, but he picks it up, and he's off to the races looking for a seam. And a good return, still on his feet. Kimberly, pretty good field position to open up this second half. Menasha up. Thank you, Klaus Otto. 6-3 up on Grafton. Well, that's a good game there. So ball actually right at the 30-yard line. Here we go.
Hey, Mitchell Argel is in the house. Neenah, middle linebacker, 2023. Thanks for tuning in, my friend.
Doucette in the backfield with Pendleton to start this second half. Waiting for the snap. And handoff goes to Doucette. Veers off to his left. Not a whole lot there. Good job by, I think that was number 54, Andrew Carlson, a junior linebacker. Neenah has been a playoff participant every season since 2014. Again, we're not including the spring season back in 21. Kimberly, a playoff participant in every season since 2006.
Second and 7 for Kimberly. First drive of the second half.
Doucette looking, nothing there. Look at that. Number 92 again. Tawan Rich, the senior defensive lineman, not fooled there. Shedding his block and a loss of a yard. So 3rd and 7 coming up for Kimberly here. Boy, this would be a big 3-and-out for that Neenah defense.
Yeah, and boy, oh boy, you kind of feel the momentum is on Neenah's side, don't you? Just a tad. I know that's an intangible and you can't really measure it, but it just feels that way. Maybe Kimberly can get a big play here to kind of switch that momentum. 3 receiver set for Pendleton.
Gavin Tyson with Pendleton. Pendleton looking left and just high over Abe Coronado. So that Neenah defense gets a 3-and-out, and that is a big start for the Rockets here in the second half. Didn't look like there was much there anyway, and the ball just too high for Coronado. So 4th down and the punt team out.
Well, if you're Neenah, this is what you wanted.
Well, here you go. Grant Dean now back. What do you do if you're the Papermakers? The last thing you really want to do is kick it to Grant
put it
Dean,
in his
right?
hands, yeah.
So here we go. Good high punt. Dean, he's going to have it. No, he fair catch signal. So fair catch right at the 35-yard line. I thought maybe he had a chance to return it, but just wanted to secure it and give his offense a good start here in the second half. Mike Sherry saying Appleton North girls, Ricardo winning their first set, 29-27.
Oh, wow.
Over Oconomowoc.
Now, that is a big matchup. Now, Oconomowoc has been ranked number 2 all year to Divine Savior Holy Angels. Appleton North getting that first set win. That's big for the Lightning,
yeah,
Brett.
29-27.
They're playing with a lot of confidence. Really looked great in sweeping Franklin yesterday.
Dean with the carry and plugged up pretty fast by that Kimberly defense, so 2nd down coming up.
You know, if you're Kimberly, you're going to look for maybe a big play from your defense, maybe McGivern to come through, with a tackle for loss, something like that, maybe an interception, something to kind of help generate a little spark to set up your offense.
Corbin with a good tweet. Marcus Doucette dealing with an ankle injury. Remember he
That's right. I did talk to Marcus about that.
Yeah.
Marcus said he felt good, but it is bothering him just a tad.
Yeah. So, we saw that happen last week against Spash, but playing through it. Van Beek, play fake. He's going to swing over to Luke Young and trying to get to that first down. Nope, good tackle there. I think that was number 46 for the Papermakers. That's Sam Dudek, the senior linebacker, third down coming up. Boy, this would be a big moment for the Kimberly defense if they can do what the Rockets just did and force a 3-and-out. You can see Sawyer Hanlon, one of those talented defensive linemen for the Papermakers, looking this way, trying to get the crowd fired up here in this big 3rd-and-2 play. Van Beek, he's got Dean behind him waiting for the snap.
Power formation here, Brett.
Yep, Dean has it, and Dean
He popped
dived.
through.
Wow. Just went low and just found the opening, and they're going to mark it where? At the 48-yard line. Winner of this one takes on Milwaukee, Marquette, or Fond du Lac. Again, Marquette was at 35-0 lead over the Cardinals at half. So second half will be a running clock in that game. So looking like it's going to be Milwaukee, Marquette, unless something pretty crazy happens in that game. This one's a bit tighter. Handoff. Van Beek's keeping it. Nope, Van Beek and the Rockets, or I should say the Papermakers, not fooled.
So that was Van Beek.
That was Van Beek with the carry. Right at the 50 is where they'll spot it. Yep,
I have.
Check that 49-yard line.
Oh, I'll check that. Update my stats there. By the way, I have Van Beek, Brett. Get this. After a slow start, remember that slow start, he's now 9 of 13.
Yeah, he's
with the pick, but the touchdown pass and 94 yards.
Looks confident, doesn't he? Van Beek directing traffic. Dean brought down by number 7, Brody Beck. Third down coming up. Remember Neenah opening the season with Evan Van Evenhoven as its starting quarterback. Van Evenhoven suffered a wrist injury in week 1 against the Pier. Came back, and then another injury sidelined him. So Aston Van Beek has filled in quite well and playing well, guiding the Rockets to the state quarterfinals.
And both return next season.
Yeah, that's a nice luxury for Steve Young. Van Beek, and Van Beek keeping again. Not fooled at all. Not fooled at all. Oberman, one of the first ones there, and Oberman is he a little banged up there? He's holding that. Something's going on with Cody Oberman, the senior defensive back.
Yeah, and that left arm just is. He doesn't want to move it too much.
No, I don't know if it's an arm, shoulder, something, but he was one of the guys in, not fooled by Van Beek with the keeper and the 3-and-out, or I should say, forcing the punt now.
Oberman
are the Papermakers
on the bench.
They had to get a timeout. There was some confusion there, special teams wise. Otherwise, that was going to be, what was that, 4th and 5? That could have been a 5-yard penalty, and the Papermakers have to burn a timeout because they had too many players on the field.
Those are the little things that don't show up in the box score, correct? I mean, that was a good move by Kimberly.
So some confusion there special teams-wise, and that could have been a very costly penalty. You could see the Rockets were trying to get ready to snap the ball, and but the timeout beat them to it.
See if I can get some more updates as we're waiting.
These two teams, remember last year tying for the Fox Valley Association Championship.
Yes.
Rockets, that was their first outright or shared league title since 2017 when they shared the South Division crown with Fond du Lac.
Stratford up over Auburndale, 26-7.
Kimberly and Kaukauna sharing the FVA title this season. Of course, Kaukauna taking it to Cedarburg right now.
Marquette 42-0 over Fond du Lac. That's probably the surprise score of the night, in my opinion.
It's gotta be. So Marquette well on its way to a state semifinal berth, waiting to see who they'll play. Nice big high punt and a fair caught by Bryson Veith. Yeah, Papermakers have won or shared the conference title in every season, again, excluding the 2021 spring season since 2013. Kaukauna winning a share of its first championship since '95 when actually the Ghosts won the outright league championship. So, and then, you know, something else too, Ricardo, showing the strength of the Fox Valley Association this season. 4 teams still in, well, for now, qualifying for the state quarterfinals, right? Fond du Lac going to be bounced out here tonight. One of these two teams will as well, but looking like Kaukauna is going to move on, and they'll have two teams from this league in the state semifinals as Gavin Tyson with a good run here to start this drive. But not bad to get 4 teams from this league into the state quarterfinals.
No, and I don't need to trumpet anymore how much I feel the FVA is better than any other conference in the state. Of course, I'm a total homer when it comes to that, unabashed.
Ricardo Grant Dean getting up a little gimpy after that tackle. He plays defense as well.
Boy.
He's a fantastic defensive back for the Rockets. I think he's going to walk it off, but got up a little gingerly. Hopefully he's all right. Second down for Kimberly. Marcus Doucette with Pendleton in the backfield. And Doucette with the carry, looking for some space. Still on his feet, brought down by number 54 for the Rockets, Andrew Carlson, junior linebacker. Third down coming up. Rosie caught it. Looked like Dean took a helmet to the shin, so that's going to hurt.
Hey, Sue Curtis is saying it must be very difficult to remain impartial to two teams you know so well. That's because we love both teams.
Yeah, that's no.
We want both of them to succeed.
There's no problem with that at all. So third down, Pendleton now waiting with Tyson in the backfield. Tyson with the carry, veering around, looking for the first down, and he got it.
I thought Neenah's defense played that pretty well.
I
thought that was going
too.
to go for more yards.
I did too, and I didn't see who. Might have been Luke Young, one of those guys that kind of tried to set the edge, but a third and short, Tyson just enough yards to move the chains.
5-yard gain for Tyson, 9 carries, 37 yards for Gavin.
Only 5 minutes to go here in this fast-moving third quarter.
Brett, Baldwin Woodville, 56-12 over Somerset.
Woo.
That's a bit of a surprise, too. Darlington, 28-22 over Lancaster.
Baldwin Woodville, are they part of the middle border as well?
I want to say they are. First and 10 at the 26 for Pendleton and Co.
Whoa. Pendleton now looking
Veith.
To his right. Veith again
Get
cutting
it
it back
in his
inside.
hands.
Boy, kind of playing off Veith, right? And that's a long throw for Pendleton, but Veith with it and a first down catch.
Here's the thing. The defender has to give him space, Brett, because you're a little worried about his speed.
Thanks to Klaus Otto. Hey, Menasha now up 13-3 to start the fourth quarter.
Oh, thank you, Klaus. Really appreciate that.
Logan Liegel with a couple touchdown runs. So first and 10 for the Papermakers. Tyson with Pendleton. And now Pendleton looking to his left with the downfield, and just too far for Veith. Now Dean came over though late, so that would have been interesting. Dean's got that speed to really roam in that defensive backfield, but Veith definitely had a step or two on his defender.
I think Grant Dean's okay. I mean, I'm watching him run a little bit now. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, Corbin mentioning on Twitter that Marcus just asked to be taken off the field and seemed to be a little frustrated, a little limping. So now, though, Doucette back in the game. So you're just going to have to kind of gut through that ankle that he hurt last week. He's a tough kid. Handoff. Nope. This time Ellefson. And guess who with the tackle? Grant Dean. Good run by Ellefson. Third and 5 coming up.
You know, it was a good block by Abe Coronado there, Brett. He really did set that lane for Ellefson. Brings up a 3rd and 4 at the 44. Again, this drive started back at the 11, Brett.
Yeah, and 3.5 minutes only to go in the third quarter. Again, fast-moving third quarter. Ellefson now staying in at quarterback with Doucette next to him. Ellefson, he's going to keep it again, looking for a block. Coronado sealing his guy to the inside, and decision time for Chad Michaelwitz. 4th and 2 coming up. What do you do here near midfield?
Yeah, I felt that tackle up here. Ellefson really taking it there on that tackle.
42-7 Kaukauna. Thank you, Corbin. That is running clock at Bank of Kaukauna Stadium as well. Looks like the punt team coming out. Too much of a risk, I think, at 4th and 2, right, Ricardo, at this spot at the game and in the field.
But you put the ball in Dean's hands.
You got to be careful, yeah. You might want to try to angle it towards the sideline. We'll see what they do.
Franklin up.
Well, what are we doing here?
Well, Franklin's up 14-7 over Muskego, Brett. That's the end of the third quarter.
Okay, Gavin Tyson kind of went under center there for a second, and now we're going to get the punt away. And good
catch.
punt and a fair catch. Good catch by Dean, and basically just trying to boom it over his head. Hey, I want to mention the guys, first teamers, right? All FEA. I want to mention the Kimberly players. Senior offensive lineman Nick Plowman, senior tight end Abe Coronado, senior wide receiver Bryson Veith, senior quarterback Carson Pendleton, senior defensive lineman Sam McGivern, also the conference defensive lineman of the year, junior defensive lineman Sawyer Hanlon, junior inside linebacker Braden Ellefson, senior outside linebacker Sam Dudek, and senior safety Cody Oberman.
Brett, I have a surprise score for you.
Oh, you
Want
do?
me to give it to you?
Yeah.
In Division 2, Badger 21, Kettle Moraine nothing.
Really?
End of the third quarter. That is about as shocking as I can tell you.
That's the upset of the night right now.
Yeah, I had
isn't
Kettle
it?
Moraine as the best team in all divisions. Shows you what I know.
Wow, Grant Dean with the carry. That is a shock. Big time shock.
Badger. Wow.
You just never know, do you?
No.
Hey, Neenah players, all conference first team selections. Senior offensive lineman Nate Cleveland, senior tight end Luke Keller, junior running back Grant Dean, also at return specialist for Dean, senior defensive lineman Hudson Tumulian, and senior outside linebacker Connor Briones.
Green Bay, Notre Dame 20, Mount Horeb, Barneveld 14.
Good game there. I just can't believe that Kettle Moraine scored.
I can't either.
Van Beek waiting for it, hands off to Dean again and slips through. Not enough for the first down, though. Boy, it's a good thing he got tripped up if you're a Kimberly fan, because if he stays on his feet, I think that's a big, big run.
I have Dean Brett, 23 carries, 88 yards. And this is a third and a long one.
Yeah, they'll officially say 3rd and 2, but yeah, maybe a little short too, but definitely a long one. So let's see what the Rockets want to do here. Luke Young in, and Dean with it, and Dean let's see where the official. If it's where the official is running in from the sideline, that's a first down. Needed to get to the 24-yard line. Rockets saying they've got it. And it is a first down.
Okay.
Just enough. Menasha 13, Grafton 10.
Yeah, I just saw that come over.
Thank you, Kloss Auto. Some of the big FEA honors of Matt Binsfeld, the Kaukauna coach of the year. Finley Dorio, offensive back and player of the year in the league, quarterback for the Ghosts. Under a minute to play here in this third quarter. 7-7. As we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. Now Van Beek going deep downfield, looking for, well, what are we going to have here?
Thought maybe they'd call a penalty because Oberman did not look back.
Yeah, I'm looking for the flag. I don't see a flag. And the Neenah fans and the Neenah sideline, you can hear the Neenah crowd booing across the way.
And listen, Kimberly had that well defended, Brett. I don't know if Oberman had to do that, but I will say that usually when a defensive back doesn't turn around and look for the ball and just runs into the receiver, usually you get a flag on that. But the Rocket fans not happy with that or their coaching
the
staff.
Rocket sideline was jumping up and down too, looking for a flag. 2nd and 10. Interesting. So Van Beek taking his shot downfield. 2nd and 10 coming up. He's going to drop back again, looking towards. There is,
wow. He knocked that down.
That is number, I think, 46 for the Papermakers. That's Sam Dudek, the senior linebacker.
That's a heck of a play.
It is, because I thought that was set up pretty nice for to be a big gainer maybe for Grant Dean in the passing game. So 3rd and 10.
Well, this is, if you're Kimberly, you can hold them here. Your offense will get the ball back with pretty moderate field position.
This might be a time where you call a screenplay, huh, Ricardo?
Yeah.
Because if you're Kimberly's defense, you know they're going to have to pass the ball. So maybe you can counter that with the screenplay. Whoa, good job by Van Beek. They're going to hand it off. Nothing doing for Grant Dean. That was a bullet snap that Van Beek. I'm surprised he was able to hold on to it. Good job by the freshman quarterback, showing some good hands. And now 4th down coming up. We'll see if the Rockets will punt it away here or just let the clock run out, get to the fourth quarter. Boy, what a battle between these FVA rivals here in the state quarterfinal showdown.
Yeah, I'm looking at seeing what the Rockets will do.
I think they're just going to let the quarter run out. And that is precisely what Neenah will do. So time to regroup here. Fast-moving third quarter. On to the fourth we go. The final quarter of regulation anyway. I'm telling you, this feels like an overtime game.
Woo. We've seen some good ones here at Papermaker Stadium in the past, Brett.
We got a good one here tonight. Unlike some of these scores Ricardo's been reading throughout, but 7-7, we're deadlocked here going into the fourth quarter as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett's at PC Brett C. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at PC Brett C. Like Ricardo said, we don't know where we'll be next week, but I'll make the announcement on my Twitter account where we'll stream a state quarterfinal game, our final varsity football game of the week live stream. And then, unlike much to Ricardo's chagrin, we will switch gears and start getting ready for the boys and girls basketball season.
Too much.
Here comes the punt. Should be great field position for the Papermakers. Veith with it. And Veith maybe in Neenah territory to start this drive.
I think he is, Brett, at the 49.
Well, here we go. Both defenses have shined tonight. No surprise. Two excellent units.
Edgar up over Boyceville 31-20.
You know, Ricardo, we've really sung the Papermakers' praises defensively in some of the streams we've done, but what about the growth of that Neenah defense? Remember that week one game we streamed against De Pere was a really high-scoring game that Neenah won.
Well, not just that. They had a couple mid-season games where they gave up a lot of points to Oshkosh West, I remember, and they've really clamped down. The defense has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they've really grown, and that's just a sign of just a good coaching staff, good teaching, really gelled as a unit and just playing some excellent football right now. Tough to gain yards either side right now. Both defenses playing at a high level. Second down, good run by Gavin Tyson. 2nd and 4 coming up for Kimberly. It's always fun when these two teams hook up, right? Regardless of the sport. What a great rivalry here in the Fox Valley Association. Pendleton now, he hands off to Doucette. Doucette, hurtling, still on his feet, far sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Brett, I thought he had a bad ankle.
Yeah, it looked pretty good there, didn't it?
Tell you, that adrenaline will do wonders, won't it? Ball's at the 26. 17-yard gain for Doucette, his longest run of the night.
Kicking game could factor into this one tonight as well, right? It might just take a field goal to win this thing. Both teams with good kickers. Kimberly with Hunter Berry, Liam Wasco for Neenah.
11 carries, 46 yards I have for Doucette. Hard-earned yards, too.
Yeah, Doucette out there again, and he is going to run it again. Big lane on that right side. Still on his feet inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. You can see number 60 for the Papermakers, Nathan Rathkamp, the junior offensive lineman. He's clapping his hands. And maybe that offensive line trying to take matters into their own hands, right? Clearing some lanes for these running backs right now.
Runs of 17 and 7 yards for Doucette on back-to-back runs here, Brett. Brings up a 2nd and 3 from the 19.
Gavin Tyson's turn to carry the ball, perhaps. Tyson with it, and just trying to dance around. Wow, what a shifty run this is. Tyson still on his feet, trying to get around the edge and down to the 5. Ricardo, he was running parallel with the offensive line for a moment. Nothing there, didn't try to force the play, and then just basically off-schedule stuff from there, trying to make something happen, and gets the first down, 1st and goal at the 5.
Yeah, if you're Neenah and you're the defensive coach has gotta be displeased with that, Brett. You can't have Gavin Tyson running parallel to the offensive line and not get him behind the line of scrimmage. Where is it, at the 5?
It is
down,
first
goal
and
to
goal
goal.
at the 5. Hey, we got a tweet from our friend John Casper Jr.
Yes.
He says we better cover that Marquette game next week regardless of who.
He's an alum.
He
yes.
is, yes. John, hope you're doing well in Winona. I know you love it out there, right? Beautiful area of the
He's out of the
country.
journalism game. Smart man.
Hey, we're having fun. Ellefson looking for some running room inside the 5. Yeah, John Casper, Marquette and Marquette.
Marquette and Marquette.
So there you go. He's a proud Golden Eagle. Yeah, I know you're looking forward, John, to that men's basketball team. Very highly touted going into the season. They should be fun to watch. Second and goal, Ricardo, ball at the 2 for the Papermakers.
Ellefson's still in there, huh? Okay.
Yep, Ellefson's still in. And you got a whole bunch of big guys up front. Ellefson trying to plow his way in, and I think he is in. He is. A 2-yard score for Ellefson. Papermakers back in front. So Ellefson with a touchdown pass tonight, and now a touchdown run. And Kimberly a PAT away from regaining the lead here, regaining a 7-point lead, I should say. Hunter Berry in. Good snap, good hold, and the kick also is good. And with 9:07 remaining in this state quarterfinal game, Kimberly now up 14-7 as we look again at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard.
Yeah, Brett, again, I'm updating my Twitter, so if you can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N, Brett at PC Brettsy, and Rosie at Metal Rosie. Again, Ellefson, 2-yard touchdown run gives Kimberly the 14-7 lead with 9:07 left in regulation.
See a nice picture from John. He's watching the game tonight over in Minnesota.
Rosie, they're playing some Van Halen. I love this song, Unchained. But, yeah, good to hear from John. Oh, that looks nice. Nice setup you got there, Casper. Listen, Casper used to be the sports editor at Fond du Lac, too, Brett.
And Oshkosh, too, right?
And Oshkosh.
Yeah.
No, I think he worked at Oshkosh.
Well,
or maybe he was the editor. I can't remember.
He
was also one of the many score takers from the Journal Sentinel. We're proud alums. I'm one, too, as well, as you know, John.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Very talented journalist. I thought when John was at when those great Oshkosh West teams, those boys basketball teams, I thought the student section, didn't they have like Casper Crazies T-shirts?
Yeah,
or something?
and they spelled it wrong. Whose house? Our house. I can't remember that. I remember John laughing at it because obviously as a journalist he knows grammar and all that kind of stuff. And he spelled it wrong. But hey, it's kids.
It's a thought that counts, right?
Yes.
All right, bouncing kick, and it's going to be picked up by Grant Dean, and they're just trying to pin him against this sideline. Don't want him to get too much open space, right?
Ball's at the 32.
Well, Ashton Van Beek, he has rushed for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns over the past 2 games coming in. Also ran for 125 yards in a Week 2 victory over Menasha. In 2 playoff games, he has thrown for a combined 214 yards and a touchdown that's coming in. And he's been a hot quarterback tonight. Just has the interception. But here we go. Down 14-7. He's played well. Let's see if he can direct this Neenah offense on another comeback drive. Van Beek, handoff to Grant Dean. Dean, just a junior, he's going to be back a couple yards. Hey, I want to mention, I always like to mention the stat. Folks who watch our streams know what's coming about Kimberly's record.
I'm always in disbelief when you give this record out, Brett.
Overall record for the Papermakers dating back to the 2013 season, 133 victories and 7 losses.
Is that good?
That's a
good.
.950 winning percentage. Can you believe that record?
Outstanding.
Since 2013, Dean with it and brought down. Good job, good tackle by number 7, Brody Beck. So 3rd down coming up. course, that stretch includes what? The 70-game winning streak, the record winning streak, 6 state titles, 7 state championship game appearances. Kimberly's 8 state championships. That's tied for the second most in state history in 10 championship game appearances.
Brett, this will make you smile.
Okay.
Ricetown leads Wittenberg 34-9.
Wow. There you go. The Tigers one step away, it looks like, from Madison. Here you go, Van Beek rolling to his left, looking downfield, and nothing there. He was looking for Luke Young, but nothing there. 4th down coming up. Neenah's going to have to punt it away, I think.
And sometimes when you have those rollout, Bretts, to the to the side of the hash where it's all compressed like that, there's a lot of bodies, and it's kind of tough to find your receiver in those instances. And the Rockets unable to connect there, brings up a 4th and 4.
Hey, Ricardo, Oconomowoc wins the second set 25-16. So Oconomowoc and Appleton North in the girls' state semifinals at the Resch Center tied at a set apiece.
Looks like Columbus is now leading Aquinas 13-12. Colton Brunell with a touchdown. That's he's the state's leading rusher. Whoa, what happened there, Brett?
That's now where do you you can see the Kimberly assistant coach, he's saying 50-yard line. That's where he wants it spotted. Let's see where this official.
This is where the triangulation comes into play.
I still don't quite know how this is all figured out, but it looks like the official is going to stop at the 47-yard line. Now, apparently there is a formula or a method to the madness of how they figure that out, right? But I've yet to quite master where you think that ball is going to be. But anyway, Kimberly with a great field position, and now you got to think it's going to be a heavy dose of Marcus Doucette and Gavin Tyson.
Yeah, and this is going to come down to Neenah's defense being able to force a 3-and-out or not allow them to score.
Exactly. So Gavin Tyson gets the first crack at it. Ooh. Big seam and that left side, and he's out of bounds. Good blocking up front. This is also the challenge right now, Ricardo, for that Kimberly offensive line, right? You know that they want this game on their shoulders. They're up 14-7, 7:36 to play. Run the ball, right? They know they're going to run the ball. They want it on their shoulders to kind of take control of this game, possess the football, and run that clock out. And right now, that's a good first start. Gavin Tyson and the Papermakers already in Neenah territory. Tyson back there with Pendleton again. You got to think he's going to get a chance to run it again, and he does, this time right side, and he's going to be close to the first down. Let's see if that's enough.
I think that's enough.
And you stay in bounds, right? No, yep, they're going to move the chain, so that is a fresh set of downs coming, first down. And now if you're the Papermakers, you're in no big rush. A lot of time left, though, obviously. Still 7 minutes, 20 seconds, and clock continuing to run. But like you said, Ricardo, this is where this Neenah defense now really has to clamp down, plug those holes, and try to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. This time, no, a little pump fake. Going deep downfield. Whoa. Aaron Cullen, number 9, the intended receiver. Number 23 was that Will Radiz, the senior defensive back, one of the guys in coverage. But
I think Cullen did a good job of actually playing D-back on that one,
Maybe so. That was a bit of a risk there, right? Interesting. 7:03 to play. Stops the clock on that shot play downfield. And now Marcus Doucette in the backfield, trying to catch that Neenah defense by surprise, and not much there. So 3rd and long coming up, and boy, this is a big opportunity here for the Rockets. Third and 9.
I have Doucette unofficially 13 carries, 54 yards. 3rd and 9 from the 42. That's a final now. 42-13 Kaukauna over Cedarburg.
That's a done deal just down the road. So pass to Veith, trying to set up a screen. And now what do? You got to punt it away.
You do.
And credit to the Neenah defense, Ricardo, for holding. And clock continuing to run. Neenah has all 3 timeouts to use. Grant Dean back to receive the punt. Boy, the last thing you want to do if you're Kimberly is punt it. You got to try to punt it even in the end zone would be a good thing, right? You don't want to give Grant Dean any sort of running room.
Absolutely. He's their biggest playmaker, the most dangerous man in the Valley. I would not allow him to touch that ball.
Yeah, and right now Kimberly just going to let this clock run. Their back judge arm is in the air. And now he starts counting down, and here comes a snap. Big high punt, fair catch, the signal for Dean right at about the 10 or 11 yard line. So here you go, 5:22 to play.
Well, you know, if you're Neenah, this is what you ask for, right? You have a chance here to tie the game, force overtime. It's up to your offense now to get it done.
Well, maybe back to our YouTube commenter, maybe now is the time if you got a play that's some unscouted stuff, right? Maybe that you've just been saving for a moment like this. Now is the time to bring it out of the playbook. Ball at the 11-yard line. Menasha, thanks, Klaus. 13-10. Menasha with the lead.
And they got an interception.
Yeah.
So it looks like they might be able to hang on for that win.
Whoa, watch out. Whoa. Whew. That was like a jet sweep handoff. That was number 6, Zane Schmidt, showing some wheels. And that's a first down. 14-7, Kimberly with the lead. Cellcom and ETS Performance scoreboard. Braden Ellefson with the go-ahead touchdown right away. 9:07 to play in this fourth quarter. He has a 2-yard touchdown run. Also has a 29-yard touchdown pass to Bryson Beef in the second quarter. Handoff to Dean and brought down by number 6. That's Braden Ellefson. Speak of the Devils. Grant Dean, a 6-yard touchdown catch from Ashton Van Beek with 12 seconds to go in the second quarter. That's all the scoring we've had so far tonight.
Grant Dean just went over 100 yards, 29 carries, 101 yards.
Hard-earned yards tonight.
Very much so.
Second down for the Rockets. Clock running. 4:20 to go. Van Beek. Now Dean going out. No, this time, whoa, a little bit behind. He did. That was number 2. Caleb Schaefer, but the ball was thrown behind. Here you go, a big third down coming up for the Rockets. Got to punt it away, right, if you don't get it. I mean, we still got all 3 timeouts. But that's tough.
Yeah, I have Van Beek 9 of 16 for 94 yards and the pick and the touchdown. Third and 6, I'm sorry, from the 25. Brett, what do you dial up here?
I'm still waiting for like a screen pass.
I was going to say the same thing.
Van Beek going to his left, and that's just too. Whoa, is that Young? And Young with the first down catch. Wait, I was actually watching the game through the binoculars. It looked like there was another receiver kind of in that same area, Caleb Schaefer, I think number 2. I thought the ball was sailing over his head, but there was Luke Young behind in that play along that boundary, the Neenah sideline, and he catches it. That's a big first down toss by Van Beek.
Just under 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter as Neenah trying to even up this game or possibly take the lead with a 2-point conversion, Brett.
Now Van Beek, he's going to no, that's just too far, yeah.
I wonder if it came off his hand.
Well, it could have, but it's probably a good thing that it did, because I don't think there was much there. In fact, that could have been the risk of being intercepted the way that was defended. So that might have been a good incompletion the way that was setting up. That's an interesting thought, though, going back to if they were to score a touchdown, do you roll the dice and try a 2-point conversion? In a state quarterfinal? Ugh, I don't have the guts to do something like that.
2nd and 10 from the 35.
Schmidt in motion. He takes it. And a nice little run, and they're getting some good things off of that action, off of that motion, Ricardo. Now it's going to be 3rd and short.
Very short. It might be 3rd and 1. Yeah, it looks like Two Rivers is down to Lux Casco 17-14, according to our buddy Chris Lang. Hey, if anybody out there can get that Xavier Lodi game.
Yeah, we haven't heard that.
Yeah,
that
we haven't heard
yet,
a score from that in a while, so any kind of help would be much appreciated, folks. You guys have come through for us so many times.
3rd and 1. Van Beek waiting for it. Handoff goes to Dean, and he might have gotten the last surge. Might have gotten where he needed to get. That was the 45-yard line.
You know these players are going all out, Brett.
Well, a lot on the line here with a little over 3 minutes to play. And they're going to measure, Ricardo, so clock stops. Let's see how it looks here. I'm not sure I can get a good look with the binoculars. And it looks like it's a first down. It is. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Rockets. Remember, they have all 3 timeouts to use, 3:13 to play. You can see Sawyer Hanlon again, that defensive lineman trying to get the crowd into it. They want some noise.
Ooh, Brett Grafton blocked the Menasha punt. Grafton's at the 10 of Menasha.
That's a 13-10 game.
Yes, it is.
Yikes.
1st and 10 at the 45 for Neenah.
Good one there, good one here. Schmidt in motion again. Nope, play fake. Van Beek going downfield and caught! That's Grant Dean with the catch inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 29. Boy, a tough grab in traffic, Ricardo, but using that athleticism, he went up and got it. And now the Rockets in business. Clock runs under 3 minutes to play.
Brett, 26-yard play for Grant Dean. He went through 2 defenders to get that one. Lodi leading Xavier 21-7 in the 4th, Brett. Thank you again, Casey.
Tough game for the Hawks, right? Lodi's good. Dean, bounces off one defender, but Braden Ellefson and some others there to stand him up. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you see Sawyer Hanlon imploring the Kimberly crowd.
Trying to get him get those cowbells ringing, right? What a battle here in the state quarterfinal. 2 FBA rivals, excellent teams. Van Beek waiting for it again. He's got Dean behind him, and no play fake. Van Beek scrambling, going downfield, looking for his.
Oh my goodness! Great coverage.
It was.
Whoa! Wow.
Was that number 20 in coverage for
yes.
Mikey Wilds, 82, Connor Briones, the senior tight end. He had a step or two, it looked like, but Wilds got in there, the junior defensive back, and was able to knock it away. I thought Briones had it at first. So Van Beek taking a shot into the end zone from the 29, 3rd and 10 coming up.
3rd and 10.
2 more downs to, at the very least, get this first down and keep this drive going with 1:43 to play. This is it. You don't need it all in this play, right? You can pick up 5-6 yards and make it a little bit more manageable on 4th down if that's the way you want to go.
I agree.
Van Beek now looking to his left, going to sling it downfield again, and there's a little jostling. Luke Young going against number 12, Benny Kiefer, and it looks like a penalty, defensive pass interference, likely the call.
Yep.
Against the Papermakers.
I think it was pretty easy to call on that one, Brett. I think it'll be.
Is that a 15-yard penalty?
First down, first down and 10 at the 14.
Yeah, so defensive pass interference gives the Rockets a first down.
Oh, man. Grafton scored a touchdown, Brett. Thank you, Klaus, for that update. Menasha, how much time is left, Klaus? If you could give us that update, that'd be really nice.
So Ricardo, ball at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rockets. Boy, what a big penalty that is. Grant Dean with Van Beek in the backfield. The freshman quarterback waiting for the snap. He's got it. He's going to look to his right, looking for Luke Young. Hit hard by number 22, Thomas Myers, the senior defensive back. Not fooled by that at all. And clock still continuing to run, Ricardo. That's a loss of about 4 yards. Loss of 3 yards on that play, and clock running right now. And now the Rockets are going to burn a timeout.
Yeah, they have to.
They got to regroup here and talk this over. Big play by Thomas Myers, defensive back for the Papermakers, to meet Luke Young right when he catches the pass, a 3-yard loss.
Second down and 13 for Neenah from the Kimberly 17. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're having a fine finish to this game, Brett. We knew this would happen, though, right? Two Fox Valley Association rivals.
We were waiting for it, weren't we? We figured it was going to be a barn burner. No secrets between these two teams. Hey, that Xavier score now 21-13. 2:57 left. Xavier went for 2 but was stopped. That's a good one there. Menasha involved in a good one. Great one here. Second down for Van Beek and the Rockets. What's your play call here?
Pass to Young. That's
no, it's
what I'd
going to be a
go
handoff
for.
to Dean, trying to squeeze through, pushing the pile, and inside the 10. Clock continues to run. And we are under a minute to play here at Papermaker Stadium. Third down. Neenah's got to get to the line quickly. You can see Luke Young a little gimpy after that. Kind of hobbling a little bit, Ricardo.
Yeah, 3rd and 5.
Play in the huddle quickly. Under 40 seconds to play. Clock still running. Third down coming up. Van Beek waiting for it. He's going to look to his left, looking for Young. Young was covered. Van Beek's got to get rid of it. Whoa, and throws it out of bounds.
Smart play, though. You know, instead of trying to throw it and possibly get it picked right, he throws it out of bounds, lived for this 4th down now.
Now you're going to see some timeouts happening, right? I would think the Kimberly side is going to probably want to take a timeout, set up its defense. But, Ricardo, that play was designed for Luke Young. Didn't see the defender, read it perfectly, got in front of Luke Young. That's where Van Beek wanted to throw the ball. They've had a great connection all night long, but it wasn't there. And good job by Van Beek to not, like you said, force it. And now we're going to get a Rockets timeout to talk things over with just 25 seconds to play. Coming down to the end. What a game in this state quarterfinal. I want to give a shout out to both of these coaches. Steve Young, 11th season as Neenah's head coach. He's done a fantastic job. He's a 1986 graduate of Neenah High School. Played and coached collegiately at Lawrence. Did you know that, Ricardo?
Oh, I did not know that.
High school coaching stops have included Waukesha North, Appleton East, and Wausau East. Coming off a 2022 season that saw him earn FVA Coach of the Year honors. And, of course, Chad Michaelwitz. He's only 22-2 in his 2 seasons now here at Kimberly. Coach previously at De Pere, leading the Papermakers to a state championship. You got 3 state championship coaches here tonight. Steve Jorgensen, an assistant with the Rockets now. He won a state title here. A couple of them. Steve Jones, of course, he's here tonight.
Right.
And now Chad Michaelwitz.
What do you call here, Brett? I'm putting you on the spot.
This is 4th down, huh? Well, I'm not a coach, but I know I want the ball in Grant Dean's hands.
Absolutely.
Somehow, some way. Can you get him out as a receiver? No, he's lined up next to Van Beek, but he's been pretty good when he's a receiver. And now, Kimberly's going to want to talk things out as well. This is kind of what we thought. This is going to be the chess match right now.
Micah was running right over to the official saying, we want a timeout.
Yep. I would put Grant Dean out and maybe split him out a little bit more. Get him out in space and maybe run him as a slant on 4th and 4. I think you can pick up that 1st down.
Menasha with the ball at the 37, Brett, with 24 seconds left Grafton.
Did they hold Grafton?
Well, they're down 17-13.
Oh, Grafton scored.
Yes.
Oh, wow. All on a punt block?
On a punt block.
Wow. Oconomowoc now wins the third set, 25-10.
I saw that.
So
the Raccoons up 2-1 over Appleton North.
Yeah, that's a girls volleyball
state semifinal
going on at the Resch. So now the Lightning with their backs against the wall. You talk about excellent volleyball, right? Two fantastic teams going at it. Of course, one of those two teams probably going to have to play Divine Savior Holy Angels.
Yeah, and they're one of the best in the nation.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
Right now.
So here you go, 4th down. Grant Dean next to Van Beek here in the backfield. Look for Luke Young, number 15, on the left side of the formation. Van Beek, no, he's looking for it, and Dean caught it with one hand.
Oh, it's incomplete.
No, it fell incomplete. I thought Dean had it, Ricardo, inside the 5.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're saying incomplete pass. You saw the celebration by the Kimberly defense. So kind of what we thought, right? Get him out into a pass pattern and almost comes up with it. But the Papermakers get the stop. Ball will be at the 9-yard line. And with 21 seconds to play, this one's over.
Yeah, Brett, I think that was the right route to go to. It looks like the pass was just a bit behind Dean, Brett. And oh, boy.
At first glance, I thought he came down with it. And Pendleton just going to take a knee. No need for the Rockets to burn a timeout. And that is how this one will come to an end. The Papermakers outlasting the Rockets 14-7 in the state quarterfinal as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. So it's going to be Kimberly against Marquette next Friday night, a trip to the state finals in Camp Randall Stadium on the line. Ricardo, I got to think, if we're playing prediction time, that game has to be played, I would think,
I think
at
it
Titan
is
Stadium.
Played there, yes.
What a game, what a battle between these two fantastic programs. I know, Ricardo, you're updating your Twitter again. Give them a follow at Ricardo De Leon. I'm at PC.
D-E-L-I-A-N, okay.
I'm at PC Brett C. Jim Rosandick is at Metal Rosie. I know you're going to have some coverage of this one. Will be on the postcrescent.com tomorrow morning.
It will be.
Your quick thoughts on both sides.
First off, Neenah, everything was in position for them to tie the game or maybe even take the lead, Brett. Tough ending for the Rockets. They have so much to look forward to next year, returning so many key players. You got to feel good about what Neenah will do next fall. Of course, that's not anything they want to hear at this point, Brett. Disappointing loss. But for Kimberly always seems to find a way to win.
Right? Yeah.
And it's incredible how game in, game out, especially in the postseason, the Papermakers just do the little things that just are able to get them in the win column and advance them in the postseason, Brett. It's remarkable to see how many times that this has happened. By the way, for those of you interested, Menasha did fall to Grafton, 17-13.
That's a bitter loss.
Yes.
Talk about a bitter loss for the Rockets, but how about the Blue Jays? It looked like they were in command or had that one almost in the bag. And then there was a special teams mistake that gave Grafton great field position. Grafton then scoring the go-ahead touchdown. But Kimberly and Marquette next week. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a heck of a game.
Especially from Marquette just absolutely whipping Fonda. Like, I did not see that. And, I'd hate it for Casper to have all BL giddy about his Marquette Hilltoppers possibly making it to the D1 final. But Kimberly's got to be careful. That team is an ascending team. They are playing fantastic ball. That's going to be a good one over at Oshkosh. I wonder what the early weather line looks like, Brett, for that as well. So,
if it is at Titan and we end up doing that game, which I think is a good bet, we will. They have heaters in the press box. Remember that.
I'm going to bring my own just to be safe.
Well, that was fun, Ricardo.
It was. And
what a great game.
Hey, we got to thank all our friends out there on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in and to helping us with those scores. We're going to need you again next week.
Absolutely.
So please join us back. We're a family now, right? Come on back and help us out through these live streams. We love it.
We appreciate
the interaction.
Our viewers, listeners, readers. We really sincerely appreciate you guys, because without you guys, we're not here.
No, absolutely.
So, Ricardo, I know you get busy, and I know you got to.
See you next week.
You're heading out over to the Resch tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Well, right?
By the way, and it looks like Appleton North might fall to Oconomowoc in the D1 state semifinal, but I will be covering Xavier Xavier
Going for
girls
the
going
repeat.
for the repeat D2 state championship. That's at 2:30 p.m. over at the Resch. They're playing McFarland.
Make sure you find somebody for Clubhouse Live for our high
Yes.
school team of the week.
I'll
Would you
try to figure
please?
something out, yeah.
I'm still waiting for Monday night's guest.
Okay.
We're
All right.
going to need all the help we can get with the way the Packers are playing.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yep, well, let me run down the scoring, and then I'm going to sign off here at Papermaker Stadium. Not much to talk about scoring-wise. Kimberly gets on the scoreboard first with 2:19 to play in the second quarter. 29-yard touchdown pass from Braden Ellison to Bryson Beath. That capped a 12-play, 95-yard drive. Also was the response to a defensive stand at the 5-yard line by the Kimberly defense. And then, again, 95 yards later, they're celebrating a touchdown. So 7-0 Kimberly with the lead. Then the Rockets, right at the end of the first half with 12 seconds to go, a 6-yard pass from Ashton Van Beek to Grant Dean, and low slant that Dean was able to secure for the touchdown. And we were tied up at 7 apiece at halftime. Only one score in the second half. A 2-yard touchdown run by Braden Ellison with 9:07 to play. Kimberly takes the lead at that point, 14-7. And that is how the game ends up. That's the final. Kimberly with the victory, 14-7, as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. With the win, Kimberly improves to 10-1 on the season. The Papermakers will take on Milwaukee Marquette next Friday night in the WIAA Division I state semifinal. That will be at a neutral site. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. That site to be determined, although I would think it will be at J.J. Keller Field at Titan Stadium down at UW Oshkosh, but we will see. The Rockets conclude a fantastic season at 9-3. Again, we will be somewhere next week, Friday, for a state semifinal. Follow me on Twitter at PCBretzi. I'll make the announcement on my Twitter account. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m., and you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Black Friday sales this month at Cellcom now through November 9th. Join today and get their top-of-the-line phones on them. Visit cellcom.com/deals for details. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free evaluation, your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo, for Rosie, and of course the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, Wisconsin. Once again, the finals tonight, a thriller, a fantastic battle between these two Fox Valley Association rivals. Kimberly 14, Neenah 7. Thanks for watching, everybody.